If I'm not mistaken, which I rarely ever am.
Oh.
You have the power, Cosmic Retcon. I cannot challenge you.
Well, we record it on video and
Nobody
audio,
watched
so but we
We
could
record it on audio. We
go
don't
back
record
and
it on
be like,
video.
that wasn't
You're on there.
that actually wasn't right.
Actually.
Oh, I guess we
Mhm.
never mind. We have video going right now.
Yeah.
But not of us.
That being said, I believe we had exited this vault, tail somewhat between our legs.
We did exit. We had an exit.
Just
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Oh,
Just enough for them to be like, how'd it go?
right.
Right.
And we want to talk to the higher ups.
We do. We do need to talk to the higher ups. That was where we ended. That video took
Yep.
60 hours
my
to
God,
render. What the
can't
fuck?
believe
I don't
we did.
understand
It
why.
wasn't longer than normal.
No, not at all. This was like not our longest video. I wasn't rendering it in a higher definition.
And nothing was different.
Nothing was different. Yeah, nothing was weird about it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't know. It was weird. But it's out now.
Like, subscribe, comment,
You're right.
tell us how you feel.
Exactly.
Anyone? Alec? Are you there?
Please.
You there, God.
I just like the running gag that Alec watches. Doesn't even know this is happening.
No. Up to episode 86, definitely not.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
86.
Yeah, that's what this one is right now. This is 86.
Weird.
Where's our
we've been
animated
playing.
series?
To be honest with you, I feel like we have a long way to go. But we'll get there.
And this is the shorter campaign
Oh. Well,
It's just-
of his two.
I mean,
sure. I mean, at this
At the
point, maybe
rate-
not. Honestly, I'm thinking backup.
Well, he said the point that we are in the story, right? Didn't you say we're already farther than the other one?
Do we have more playtime in this game than we have in the last campaign?
That's not really
Fair
what we're talking
question.
about. But this,
Oh.
this, I've said it before. Like this campaign chugs a little faster on
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
Also because we're able to meet up more, so things happen.
we have a lightning round.
It is only is at shorter bites at a time usually as well. That's a factor. But ultimately, this story and game is moving faster. I do expect it to come to a conclusion, probably unfortunately before the other one.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there because you are outside of this vault in front of the two guards that you found before, all waiting expectantly to figure out what your findings were.
Yeah, about that.
Slightly surprised that you're all in one piece, perhaps, but not, like a relief, I would say. Not like a, oh, they were supposed to die. More like a, oh, good, they didn't die.
It's not. Cool. Good on them.
And were we talking about the clingy artifact we picked up?
I believe we were going to discuss that if we were able to talk to somebody higher up, is what we decided. The first goal is to talk to the highest level person we can, and then we can make that decision at that point.
Could you hand me the black and gold dice?
I can do any dice you want, motherfucker.
Thank you.
Do you ever think about something
Always.
to Google, right? And then before you even like type the first word fully, it's
Always.
already telling you
Always.
what you were thinking. You didn't say it. You thought it.
Hate it.
It's freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like,
They're good at this.
yeah.
Shouldn't be this
A
good.
little too good.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's the uncanny valley of asking questions.
Can I ask it?
What? But yeah, they are just. I kind of left it on their last little speech of like, well, how to go. They have passed. They have passed the. What do they call that game? Oh, you
put
found-
it in my bag.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, I'll
But
keep
hold
it.
on to it.
Sorry.
The little snap on my book bag was missing. It's been so long I forgot it ended up in the bag.
All about the nation.
What's that theater game? Like, I give you the powder, but does it pass that little item and like, you know what I'm talking about?
The item I don't know, but there's a lot of power.
No, I'm not talking about like. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about like. There's like a little totem.
No,
when you
not
pass that
right.
totem,
Share your feelings.
not the totem.
The golden nothing.
doesn't matter. They've done that to you in this way as conversations
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Swoosh.
We got power.
As the party decides who's the face, who should be. Oh, that's my word, so.
No, we decided a long time ago that the sheriff was the face.
I guess that's true.
So, I'm just gonna take a quick belt and then look. We just want to see how high we can get to talking to people, right?
Have important information.
Well, Silas ain't in there. There's a good chance there's some missing shit in there. We're wondering just who we can talk to about this kind of thing. Like, this is some potentially dangerous goes to the top kind of stuff.
We just guard the door.
Yeah, we understand.
That sounds bad.
It's probably real bad if Silas is getting anything out of this experience.
You should maybe forget you heard anything. We'll talk to somebody a little higher up.
Yeah.
Bring me one
Who
of
do
your
you-
finest emperors.
There was like a person we were talking to right before, like
There was like a head guard.
the head guard.
But this
Yeah,
is
yeah, can we talk to spooky Iron Mask guy?
Yeah.
this is bleeding into treasury matters and
As I look back to the treasure, yeah, I'd say it does.
financing and I guess maybe the advisor Medwin.
This is good. Spit us one of your finest physiques.
Okay. Kind of looks at his friend, gives a nod. He's gonna, Bullet. I'll take you up to the offices if that's all right. Follow me. He's gonna begin to trace back up some winding staircases into this palace area. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes. Again, you start winding through these corridors that you don't have a leader or the right mind for it. You can see how you can easily get lost here. There's a lot of different chambers and hallways that lead off to who knows where, but kind of guiding you through, you start noticing you're going now up and higher into this palace than you were before, not even at the ground level. Or you get to this kind of large, dual-doored, almost like a frosted, like glass that has like kind of like a gold inlay. It looks very ornate, but it looks like sturdy glass, frosted for privacy. This is his office. About as high as I can think of. Need to go higher. He'll get you there.
Believe it.
I always
Much
want to
obliged.
Lou, you will be in the chili next time.
I'll try it.
Lord. Oh my lord.
Movied.
Give me just a sec. Pop in there. Make sure everything's all.
I'm not saying do it, I'm just saying it's a good
Oh
title.
boy!
Make sure everything's copacetic and they can receive you, and then good luck. Okay.
Thank you.
He's gonna kind of hear glass on grass, glass on glass pass as the doors rub against each other
Oh,
from the opening.
I thought they were framed with the glass.
It is like in the stone walls. These are like so they're almost like nice polished stone walls. This whole like slightly rounded at the top, tall double doored door is all glass but
Yeah.
frosted. But there's just like some gold lining that's kind of making it more ornate. Kind of, wherever there'd be a seam in it, it is like gold edged, if that makes any sense.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy. And you can kind of see his form kind of go blurry behind that frosted glass, and as he starts taking a few steps forward, it kind of disappears for a moment. And you're stuck waiting in this little, this area kind of opens up a little more. There's like space for people walking by. There's other doors, not necessarily as nice as this, but you're out there kind of amongst yourselves. Unless there's something you want to do in that time, I'd say probably like 5 minutes pass. And then you'll hear the doors again. His head will peek out. All right, he'll see you. I'll let him know. Well, as much as I know, which is next to nothing. Good luck.
Thank you. We appreciate the guide.
Yeah.
Tip.
And yeah, and on in. Any prep spells? Anything people want to do? Weird stuff like that?
Open the door.
I feel like any attempt to cast spells in here is probably going to be met with
Yeah.
unpleasantness.
That's fair.
Opening up the doors.
Yep.
You can see a nice,
Please be a decent person. Please
Pretty
be a
good, like-
decent person.
looks like a 15-foot hallway of sorts that this kind of opens up into. You see another set of doors that are open, but still kind of hard to like see most of the room. They're just kind of open enough. If that makes any sense. The walls here, kind of spaced out down each side of this hallway. You see these same kind of like glassed fixtures that have some sort of arcane, almost looks like flame, but nothing feels hot in the area. It's all giving off this like slightly like purplish blue lighting. Kind of everything's happened in the city so far.
Like a never burning.
I'd say like that. It all seems pretty standard fare for what you've seen technology-wise in the past from the military or things of that, or places that are just a little bit more elevated than some of the more backwater towns. I guess our eyes as players might see this akin to something like electricity or other, but it's got a little bit of magic sprinkled all over it, right? A little fantasy.
So do we see the
From what you can see down this 15-foot hallway right now is just another set of doors. These are not glass. These are like some sort of wood. I don't know if anyone has a whole lot of background on types of wood. Yes, you do.
I mean, types. I mean, I'm familiar with woodworking tools, and the woods local to our hometown, whatever it's Mayfield.
I do not often
Mayfield.
have reason to pull out wood cutting, but
Is that no?
Yeah,
that
Why would I do that? Why would I
That's a
do
certified
Really
gag.
weird dwarves.
Yes.
Yeah.
carpenter's tools is what I'm.
Sure, make a nature check.
The wood
For fun.
dwarves.
Why not? Just make a nature check.
All right.
Find
Wood
out what
dwarves.
these
They're a little
doors are
taller
made
than
of.
the standard dwarf, has
Ooh,
ears and
25.
25. It
Wait.
doesn't take much as the color of it, though stained.
beards.
You can tell by the
What about the
level
rock
of
elves?
darkness to it that there's not many woods that would fall in this category. It's made out of an ebon wood. It's dark in coloration, almost black with the stain that's happened here.
Mhm.
Just as you get close, if you get close enough to the door, you can see it's just the deep darkest of browns almost with the stain. It's just this almost ash. We know what ebon looks like at this table, don't we?
Make a
It's
guess.
pretty dark.
Cabin.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really dark, solid wood doors that are here.
Mahogany.
Ebony
Uh,
is kind of like ebony. It's ebony.
Mhm.
Ebonish.
Mhm.
That sounds like a D&D language, and I hate it.
Is that like a rare type of wood?
I would say in this world, in the Kingdom of Olendale, I would say yes, it is a rare wood. It seems, and you could tell based on that and being a
Had it.
guild's person, it is like it's important for sure. From where? Hard to say.
Right.
But it is just another layer of opulence that kind of radiates off a place you would expect.
It hails from men.
This, yeah, the continent of Ed.
It's heaven.
And flow.
Oh shit! Now this.
Good
The
lord.
puns.
Is there a person in there?
Okay, going
Oh,
into this
really?
room, yeah, like
Yeah. Oh, it is.
More doors. More doors. Corridors.
yeah, I was just describing it in such a way that the doors are kind of like this. So you can kind of see light,
gotcha.
but you can't like spy unless you kind of pass through the threshold and fully open these doors. Like maybe the person that was guiding you here and said something didn't fully shut these on the way out or some bullshit like that. So yeah, that's why I haven't been like, you see a person here. This is like a door at the end. Like you've come into a hallway and there's these open doors at the end of this.
It's the
15-foot
long
hallway.
walk to meet the wizard.
Sure.
I don't know. That's
Time to
just
get
the
the big
hallway
floating
I
headset up.
pictured, like when they go in to go to the see the wizard.
I don't think that.
Oh, Wizard of Oz. I was like, I never did say
What
wizard.
other
Did I say
wizard
that?
would I be talking about?
A wizard in D&D? I don't know.
What?
Wizard of what?
No, never heard of it.
No, got nothing.
Uh.
Shall we?
They're even
continue
hurricanes.
down
Is that problematic too? And I just forgot.
Oh no!
Just checking.
As far as I know.
No, well, it probably
well,
is.
yeah,
Based
yeah.
on the versions
The
I've
movie,
watched,
sure.
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
very problematic.
Um, There's a lot.
The silent film one, ooh, baby Jesus, that is something else. That's a whole podcast worth of discussion. Now, pushing past this door,
Yes, please.
yeah. In
A gentleman.
in no particular order, what you see filling this room, it is a space probably as big as this, the one we're in now. Which is, what, roughly, for people watching at home?
50 by 50.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Very quaint
Let's-
room.
Like
Yeah, tiny room for
Yeah.
our home.
we'll just call it like 20 by 20. We'll just call it 20 by 20.
Yeah. We'll
Perfect.
call it-
We'll call it more like 50 by 50.
Okay.
And like seated, so you're coming
This is
into it.
very important for casting Fireball. How big is the room?
Yeah, it's important.
That's a good point.
If you decide to make shit go down, you need to know what the dimensions are. The ceilings are a good standard around 12 feet tall in this room.
Standard.
Hello, welcome to my office. Why are you all standing towards the back corners?
You know they say the standard is 12, but most ceilings are more like 10. So,
Don't worry.
Skew
I don't know about.
Yes.
I'm talking about the world of Elloria standard 12 foot.
yes.
Why would I get a
Actually,
weird number
well-
instead of standardizing a normal D&D increment?
5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, I was actually imagining higher ceilings because of the way you described all these elaborate gold and glass and all that. I was actually imagining very tall ceilings. So.
yeah.
all
Well, no, not where I'm saying. This room is lower than say the hallway.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine that continuing into the room. That's all.
The rest of these big open halls and big open spaces are certainly vaulted. There's-
Are most
Very
D&D settings very Minecraft-like? Because of the
Oh.
5-foot cube, like the way everything is measured
I
out.
am 1.25 cubes.
That's
I'll
right.
have you know.
That's probably why I said 12, because I
Yeah.
do try to break that system of thinking and make it more normal. because if every room is 10 by 15 or 20
Yeah,
by
exactly.
35, it just doesn't quite make sense. Though it's easier to map out dungeons and buildings and spaces. I get that, but
Right, but mechanically speaking, how do we call the ceiling?
I like a nice circular room. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So that's hard to do in D&D sometimes if you're not using hex.
Sure.
Even with hex, it's still weird. But that's not what we care about.
Yeah.
What we care about
We care about is what the
walls,
shape
Not
of the
even
burst
going
looks
into
like.
a fight right now.
these walls are lined with bookshelves. You see some in place, some haphazardly out of place, some papers like tucked away, stacked wrong, stacked in between other parts. Little like a bust on one section of like in the midst of one section of books, like a little one of those little like displays with the glass top over it and some kind of creature's skull in it. You see just little oddities kind of stacked amongst things, and in the center of like towards the back of the room, but still somewhat centered, so there's just enough space that someone can kind of share it with another person across a table. You see this again, dark desk stacked with different things going on, and sitting in a chair on the opposite end of the table from where you are entering. An elderly looking gentleman, probably in his later 70s, just kind of spindly, if that's the right word. It looks like he's kind of currently hunched over, but you can, even by sitting, you can tell he's pretty tall. Appears to be human. White hair, kind of thinly cul-de-sacing around the top. And just like a darker, like plum kind of robe. Nice quality, but there he's scribbling away at something. And as you enter, he kind of notices you and stops for a moment.
Good afternoon, my good sir. Name's Flint. These are my comrades, the Red Ravens.
Ah, so you're the adventuring party who asked for an audience.
There we are.
I am Medwin, advisor to the King Eris, first of his name.
Nice to meet you. So, between you and me, we got some probably kingdom-size issues going on. So there was a man that we were sent out to capture, and he's already hoofed it. Probably with some important materials from the treasury.
You see him kind of like throughout talking to him, there's just this kind of like, yeah. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? You say that something's been stolen, and you see his posture change. What was taken?
Couldn't tell you exactly, but we can tell you where it's missing from.
Okay.
I was like, imagine you get into the thing from as I consider like the non-standard entry into the area.
We
Look.
entered from.
Well, you eventually get to a four-way intersection. You go straight from there. It was straight from there was the broken glass and the
Essentially.
To the.
Sort of,
that was that one. That was-
Yep. The thing that you're talking about it was here. Oh, is it on camera or something?
No, it's fine. You can be on.
Well, I
camera.
know. I
Please.
didn't want to like start pointing if
No,
it
you're
was
fine.
going to be on
Ah,
camera. I didn't want to stop.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have been like right over here. That's where that all took place.
Tower motions towards a parchment and a quill, like, may I? And draws out a map of exactly. Yeah, it's very mechanical. Exactly what Flint is describing, and like pointing as well.
As your cool's getting low, it gets lower to definition. It's fine.
It's like,
That
We need to
chamber
reload.
is reserved for older items of historical importance or reconstruction.
There was a table or display case of some kind, exactly this point in the room, pointing out to where the display case with the knife was.
Describing that.
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
probably some sort of parchment, scroll, map, picture. Okay. I'll put flat.
This individual is known to be dangerous, has killed several people on the train on the way in, and was
Gratuitously.
Men.
Oh, this is related to the train incident.
yes.
That guy.
They were the one clever enough to use the train's defense systems for their own benefit to get directly to this item that they were seeking, this map or scroll or parchment or document.
And we
So
have
the-
reason to believe that they are now on another plane.
Very, very good reason. We know this for fact.
And they've absconded with the item in question.
Indeed.
It's not there anymore.
We didn't watch it actually happen, but it's a fair assumption given the knife.
And the broken glass.
Based on other damages, there may
Mhm.
be another item missing as well.
Yeah, something missing from
The other end
Yeah.
points out
That-
the other room
Where the
where the
thing
Yeah.
came from that you have.
yeah, where the all that
yeah.
popped out from.
And forgive me, your connection to all of this.
Silas is an asshole who we met, and then we discovered he was an asshole,
Well, we
and he's
were
been taunting us ever since.
Well,
we
he-
were assigned to watch on the train to keep the treasury there.
Yeah, the treasure tied from the
Adventurers Guild.
Adventurers Guild.
Yes, treacherous time.
We were hired to guard that, and then the train was hijacked.
And when we got into town, he said we knew about who may have been responsible for, or who was responsible for that.
And well, before this, Silas did try to kill us a few months ago, and forced us into a mission back then as well, for what ended up being a weapon of some kind. Describing the gun that Silas has.
We were
It was like some sort of
Essentially
powerful
impossible.
evocation device that does horrible things to a person's skull, from what we see.
essentially his hostages, and now we're trying to chase him down and make him
On a journey.
responsible,
Step right, what has
accountable for
gone
his
wrong.
actions.
And gods felt it was a good idea for us to go in and investigate inside the treasury.
Since we have a history.
And do we have a mind link up still?
Hell yeah.
Is now the
Is it?
time.
Is it? The last time I remember you putting a mind link up, it was Son's Tower with
Right, yeah, no.
with
Catherine is.
Oh shit, there you go. Yeah, never mind. So it's up to you guys to decide when it's time to actually pull out the all.
I want to wait to see what it says.
Yeah.
So that has not been made.
It's like, as far as things are concerned right now, we just want to get this information to the most key person to whom this may concern.
I know we're in the midst of a conversation with the person, but I want to point something out that sometimes I start to lose and forget, and I don't know if I ever touched on it before. And I think that everyone has their own opinion about this kingdom and the way it's run and who's running it. But generally speaking, I think the way that people in this world would feel about this kingdom is you would have people that love it. I mean, based on its history with like the War of the Wands and the cabal of sorcerers that tried to take over and were shut down by this kingdom, people view them as heroes. There are also those who, not unlike Silas, feel like they are power hungry, cold, expanding into places that they shouldn't be, oppressive to peoples that aren't them, which is fair. So, I think that kind of covers the gamut. But I just wanted, and maybe not surprising, but I just wanted to just sort of shove that in while you're talking to this person that is like a high up representative of it,
Sure.
and then you can decide how you feel about, at least initially, about this person and what you're telling them, and this kingdom in general. Might be important. It just came to my mind, so I thought I'll say it. I don't say it to change any sort of thing that you're doing, but
Just to remind you that politics exist here.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Either
how
people
do
loved us or they hated us. Or they
To-
thought we were okay.
governmental, ex-governmental, and current.
I would not call a bounty hunter governmental.
Well,
personally.
they work.
Well, I was a sheriff.
Okay, I guess
A
not.
sheriff, yes. I don't think
And a paladin.
bounty hunter.
I guess they're in for their own benefits.
A bounty
They're just
hunter is
going
at
to the
best a
government
private
to get their
investigator,
money.
if you want to make it that way. But
It's like a bounty hunter is being paid by someone.
Right.
and a bounty hunter doesn't necessarily
And they
care
do
about
their
the
own
justice
rules.
of what they're doing.
Yeah.
If it strictly goes against their code, then they wouldn't be taking a job.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Never
So-
mind.
So
Right?
There's that point
Wrong.
order,
I'm
but-
the guy receiving a shit ton of gold pieces.
But was it that government? I guess is my question.
in
That
your character's lifetimes, this government, if that's what we're calling
What,
it, it's a
or
king. It's a
whatever
monarchy.
kingdom- Okay.
Uh,
The Western
this-
setting.
this
is the one that
monarchy-
makes sense.
I believe has been here, with the exception of maybe Tower. Everybody's well. I guess you're half elven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else's lifetime, this kingdom has been here. Tower.
Okay.
Is
Well,
I think the only eligible person to know other than that. But
How
not
old is Tower then?
About 50.
Yeah.
so then your
Arano-
lifetime too.
Yeah.
Arano is older.
So. Yeah, you've been around long.
I believe. I'd have to really look at that little thing I wrote again, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's been around long enough that everybody has known nothing else.
Yeah, she's 64.
And you have watched it like expand. I didn't know I didn't realize Arano was that old. For some
Been around
reason.
a minute.
I feel like I'm a bad DM. That like escaped me somehow, and I always end up picturing them.
Oh,
I do the same
It's
thing.
always one of
I'm
the hardest
45.
things to think about during a fantasy campaign is
How old are you?
people are fucking old. I don't have it on here. I feel like Flint's definitely not 100, but like it's got to be closer to. I feel like I'm young by dwarf standards, regardless of how gravelly he is.
That's kind of how Tower is as well. Like, Tower's 55, but Tower's kind of ageless as well.
It's just funny
Yeah, I-
considering
exactly.
I don't
Doesn't
have
really
an
matter.
actual age in front of me.
because that's
Yeah.
still young for you
But-
too, right?
Relatively.
Probably in my
half
early
elves have, like,
40s.
twice the lifespan of like humans.
Okay.
I think
So-
it's
You're like-
early 40s to mid
Yeah.
50s, I think.
Early midlife for Aaron.
I think.
Wow, we're all very similar in age.
Yeah.
That's
You all did choose partly because of how I kind of forced in a certain narrative for the beginning. Chose a character that had kind of been around in other
Yeah,
ways
established
prior
in
to
it.
this, which is cool. That's what
Yeah.
we were going for.
Yeah.
That just made everyone kind of shift a little bit older, which
Right.
totally makes sense.
I forget what the lifespan is. Right.
That's a good question.
Not super,
Nice.
probably standard human time ish. Maybe slightly shorter. I think for lizard folk. I will,
So
go ahead.
I just want to say, like in another campaign I'm in, like there's like an ancient war in that setting, and like without really thinking about it, I had made for my character an NPC who was like a catch-all for why do I know weird little bits of history that no one has earthly business knowing about. I have an old ass elf who is like just like a crotchety old NPC at this point, but when we consider how long elves live for, and he is like canonically old for an elf, it's like there's a realization. It's like this is a really old war. He was literally serving. Oh my god!
I keep forgetting I want to make a really old character one time. That's like not even all
Do
there.
like a
but-
geriatric campaign.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but we're
The
all
quest
agreed.
for the slim for the
They
protein.
don't
Oh, man,
quite
no, no.
remember
Like, the
everything,
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
I want a Bubba
but
Hotep.
they were
campaign.
there.
Wendy?
Ensure, that's what I was trying to think of. The
Oh
quest
my
for the
god, like an
Ensure.
I want a Bubba Hotep campaign for an old adventurer's home. People who have become too elderly to actually serve as adventurers, but who still get up to shenanigans in the
Yeah.
home.
There,
That's fine.
lots.
I didn't really mean to totally derail the whole flow of what you were doing.
Oh,
I
we can
just,
do that ourselves.
I just,
We did not need assistance, but we appreciate it.
I was just thinking about that and like, yeah, I feel like your characters should feel some way about something in that regard.
No, that's a good
However you want to feel is totally fine and valid. Just they should
Oh,
probably have some sort of feeling because this world in particular is very much shaped by the wars that preceded each age, if you will, and that's kind of always there. Sort of the feelings. I mean, like the town you started in was literally founded during a conflict, right? I mean, like so there's just things that shape this world.
Mm.
So I just wanted to bring that up before we got too far, and then we're like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Really weird.
What happened?
The camera got too hot.
Oh,
Yeah, the battery is very warm.
That's interesting.
at 4K.
Didn't realize that was a thing that could happen. But now we do know that.
I guess
I-
anything
no,
with
I-
the battery. Can...
I knew.
From GoPro to
Oh.
WebPro.
I didn't know. This individual is. We've heard the goal that they are after is something called New World Order, and we believe they might have the magical capability to eventually try to pull that off, whatever that is.
He's gathering stuff. Probably dangerous. We need to talk to somebody who knows what exactly we're dealing with here.
Right.
I know it's a lot.
That time I feel like I forgot his voice, but I'll find it again.
I was like, you're an advisor. Please advise.
Oh. What is this individual's name?
Silas Creed.
And
Creed?
where's Creed?
Creed. Silas Creed. As I drip with all the vitriol I can manage. And I've been drinking, so I can manage a bit.
And where is this individual now?
Somewhere between another plane of existence and fuck if we know.
Have we gotten the name Fey Realm?
I don't think we've officially gotten the name for another
I'm
plane of
just looking at
existence,
the
which
notes
may or may
for-
not be the Feywild.
Oh no. Catherine. No, he just said.
Playing before saying, oh yeah, he did.
He
find
gave a
out.
specific location on
Ah.
the plane.
There's a place called Mama's House.
in the grit-filled bog.
Yep.
I wrote that down and put in
There's a
parentheses
magic-
Silas's cabin.
There's a magic ass gate that leads to a swamp somewhere, probably not on our world.
That
That's where we get.
location is not in the Kingdom of Allendale. I can tell
Oh.
you that.
No.
You don't say.
I say in the mind link, do we mentioned about the coins? Not that we have them, but how he gets them.
He's like, he's got magic items that allow him to travel from one place to another. That's the best that we can do for you.
Yes, no,
I mean, we did tell the other guard that.
that's true.
Some sort of conjuration, transportation magics.
I would assume teleportation, unless it's conjuration.
I don't fuck with that.
As
Is
Look, as someone who
teleportation
is
not into the school of conjuration? It's been a while since I've been in.
I don't
the
fuck
field.
with magic.
He's going to turn and go up to one of the books. Ah,
I ain't a nerd, I read scripture.
It's a transformation.
It's used.
Okay, can I get that one on the t-shirt? Actually, I'm not a nerd.
let's see. Spells. Transmutation, time manipulation, teleportation, conjuration. I'm correct. You see him just launch the book backwards. It rotates in the air and folds back into its space.
That shot.
But clearly magically, but okay.
Bunch of not very magical people here.
Yeah.
Intelligence and wisdom 11. Nice shot.
He will kind of like look at you for a moment and give a small smirk of realization and quickly move on.
Nice group.
But for everyone at the table, I want you to know it was literally like totally magic that made that happen.
But
Maybe your characters don't know,
Still
but
compliment his magical skills.
yeah, it's totally some sort of enchantment that puts things away. No.
Look, I don't practice magic. I practice smite.
Well, this does seem like a big problem. This voice is getting stranger and stranger by the day. That's okay. I think we have no choice but to take this to the tip top.
That's bad.
Well, are you ready now?
no time like the present.
Flint opts to not tempt fate in as far as I was like, can I please get 30 minutes to go to town and pick up a scroll?
Well, if you're ready, follow me.
I'll cast guidance on Flint before we go.
You see him reach into his pocket and take out an orb, probably the size of that ball. And you can see that it is split much like that. One side yellow, one side like a dark blue, almost black. You see him kind of hold it in his hand momentarily with the two splits on either side, and it starts to rotate before settling on the sunny side and like dialing a certain balance. We're in luck. Lunchtime is over. Puts it back in his pocket. We should have no problem seeking audience. Right this way. And he'll get up from his desk and kind of usher you out of this room, spilling back down the hallway. Not too long of a walk compared to what you've been doing, just back into the more open area. There's an even bigger set of doors in this other chamber that get pushed open to this extremely lavish, very vaulted ceilings. We're talking probably somewhere in the 80, 90 foot range.
Wow.
Huge paned
That
windows.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Huge, like stained glass windows lining the sides. Long
Jack.
jet.
I like a castle with a great big tapestry.
Like ornate carpet, like the type. That's just going
Carpet's so
all
ornate.
the way
Runner?
A runner.
to a runner, going all the way up to like this massive short step up to this big, lavish, ornate gold throne chair.
It shines like justice.
You can see on the way up to this chair on the steps, there is a completely white, huge size lion. I say huge size with intent.
Oh.
Completely white
Huge.
maned.
Oh boy.
Is that normal?
No. You can see bonish barbs coming out of its arms and legs and back, kind of stretching out from it, and it is kind of Jim Henson puppet style crosspod just laying on the steps there at the foot of who you can probably guess to be King Eris himself. This quite... How would I describe what I'm looking for? This... You've seen this sort of type before. He reminds you of in many ways.
That's the guy on the money.
You know, this is like real catharsis for me right now, John. And I know you're not planning it. The situation that I'm dealing with at work right now is that I got like multiple times the amount of responsibilities thrown on me that I've ever had to deal with
Right.
before. And I've not been offered any more money for this.
Right.
And since then, I've talked to my boss, and I've said like, hey, I need more money.
Yeah.
And she says, cool, yeah, I'm into doing that. I just need to talk to the boss of the company, and he's real hard to nail down. And so far the meeting has been moved
Oh,
4 times,
no.
and it is currently set for the upcoming Thursday. Not even Tuesday or Thursday. And that was from this past Thursday. That was the longest gap.
And that's for the two of them, or you and
Literally
Two
the
of them.
two of them to talk by themselves about
wow,
my
that
thing.
that.
So this is cathartic because you're actually getting to talk to people you want
In
to talk
the-
to.
Yes.
In the time between
Well,
mind
Literally
links,
just go and walk and talk.
we have met a liege lord.
Yeah. And like we're like, hey, we have a problem. We need to talk to somebody important about our problem. Yeah, you
Well,
do.
it's also
Okay.
It's important.
We have an audience with a king right
Yeah,
now. The fuck
exactly.
is this? I
Right.
love
Honestly, we're playing a game, and
Yeah.
I
that's
thought about making you get stuck through bureaucracy,
No.
but that
We
didn't
could
sound
fuck
like
around.
play or run.
I
We
get
could
that.
fuck around and or find out for 2 weeks in the capital,
Yeah.
or we could meet the guy.
But also, you're coming with a potentially world-ending huge issue, and they
Also, this.
and
yeah,
also
it's a
what
bit
you
of a.
can, that's not to downplay your plight. That's not.
I
I'm
get
saying,
it. I do get it. Though.
but
Also, it's
also,
a bit of a damper on your kingly re-election if the country is exploded.
I think you've
Yeah.
already got the picture while being here in the short amount of
Kingly
time that this
re-election.
kingdom is a little self-servient and a little selfish, and this problem is directly affecting them big time. So
So if I
things are
threaten
being.
Since we're paused already before you get to the king, I'm still hung up on this lion. Can I do a nature check on this thing?
Sure.
Yeah, when you say like bone protrusions, are we talking
Yeah.
like badass lion armor, or are we talking
No, no,
Is my
Bone.
doomsday?
bone lion?
Like,
Yes.
Oh damn.
okay.
16.
16.
Customly decked out.
How, like, is this natural?
You're fairly worthy as a bounty hunter. I would say on a 16, you would recognize, maybe not that you've seen particularly even a white line like this before. It's an unusual coloring. But you have heard of dire creatures,
Oh, alright.
which are usually larger. These protrusions, like dire wolves, dire bears. But this is definitely some kind of dire creature.
Dire lion. The dire.
Live die. Live die.
Darling.
Dire lion.
Darling.
Die.
Not, I will, for clarification before I start on this other description, unchained.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just a whole ass dire lion sitting there. Yeah.
About probably like
that
just like 2 steps down from where feet would be resting from the seat.
It's like beating what's his name on Walking Dead.
Correct.
I'm just saying, like in
Very
about
much that.
5
It is-
years, that's
Do we
us
still
in our
have
south,
Ursula
right?
just chilling with us?
I
Yeah.
assume so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ursula.
Does the
That
lion
was brought to,
react at all?
Yeah.
We're a group.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
This is
Oh yeah,
in my
can we
mind.
get on? Can we get on? I'll bet that.
In my mind, this passage, like from the door to the steps, is a good 100-foot gap. You have entered the doors, and I'm just telling
Okay.
your immediate what you see, and I mean that's gonna catch your eye, I think.
Yeah.
Also, this room is being
About a
lit.
scorching ray away from you is the king.
Again, the same kind of like electrical, like arcane, what we now understand to be like elemental powered device lighting is like here on crack, essentially. Like there's a whole chandelier that is somehow that in this way up
Do
top.
we have Jacob
way
ladders?
that kind of. Now the build of this guy, I would say, kind of like reminiscent of Egon, if you even have a recollection of who that is. He kind of is and was at the time kind of like what I'm looking for, like
Ghostbusters.
unelected leader or elected leader, however you want to look at it, of Mayfield. Like he's the person that everyone goes to for trouble. Just this kind of like burly. He looks, even just sitting there, imposing, strong, quite tall. Very nice robes, like a deep royal, almost midnight blue robe etched with gold lining, big gold crown sitting on his head, has like a black beard that is finely kept, not too long, pretty close, but like lined with salt and pepper. And you can tell that there's hair that is kind of like wrapped tightly back and bound behind here somewhere, like it's up, like it's kept up, but it would probably, if let loose, reach around here, like shoulder length almost, but it's bound tightly behind this crown that is kind of taking up all the visual real estate, if you will,
How
of that
long
area.
has he reigned?
It's been a while.
Minimum
that's
50
good
years.
enough. Just-
It's a really fair question that I should have double checked on myself when I was doing this, because that should have been a question I fully expected. You would think.
Also, someone with technically with a knight background, I will ask what proper protocol is in this room after this.
Oh, sure.
I was about
Like,
to as
I'm
well,
pretty
but
close. It's like I'm pretty close to the
that
ground.
guy
How
kind
hard
of
do I
just
need
rushed
to kneel?
us out of there. I was like,
The king right now. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
wow. That's what made me think
Straight
about
to the
that
top.
what you mean?
Yeah.
It's like, as somebody
No.
capable of communing with Anubis on at a moment's notice, it's still neat. I was like, I should be surprised, but in our time as adventurers, surprise is quickly.
This
leaving
does say
my
within the last 50 years came the War of the Wands. This kingdom has been here, or his reign has been going on for about 50 years, I would say. That's fair, but he was a child king.
Oh.
He looks to be in his mid. He at least visually looks to be in his mid 50s.
So he won this war as a child. That's an interesting thing.
I mean,
Was he
looking
actually
like
in
he's in his mid
control, or
50s
was
and
it
being in
like
his
a
mid
regent?
50s are two different things, though.
What?
Looking like his mid 50s and being in his mid 50s are technically two different things.
Oh yeah, because this is gonna sound horrible, but what's his
Look.
race?
So
wow. No. Human.
Okay.
Do we go with species now? I think that's
Or,
what
yeah.
they're trying.
Yeah, species.
And we really should.
you
Yeah.
go by
We
ancestry
always
if you
should.
want to go Pathfinder on it.
Yeah.
Their ancestry makes a lot of sense too.
Always using. I understand how we use race in real life and like all that, but that's always been weird to me too, because I'm like, it's really,
Yeah,
we're
because
really.
it's different things.
humans,
Because there
right?
are
That's the
races
race.
within the species.
So that's always, even as a kid, I'm like, why are we calling this a race and that a race? It doesn't make sense to me, but I get it. It's fine. Yeah, and we can totally go forward saying species. It makes sense to me. Like if we really want to go there, but I think we all understand and know where we stand on those ways of thinking, and it's the good way, guys. I promise.
For other people,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've known each other long enough
Yeah.
and vetted each other's ideas for.
So that being said, I will also say,
Doesn't mean I couldn't
Since-
have a racist character.
since everyone is a little bit older, his lifespan has seemed a somewhat unnaturally long. I would say that's fair. A lot of backstory. It's a short amount of
Well,
time,
When
but-
you're a
That's
king,
a big
when you're a
thing
king, you can afford to get a rejuvenation tonic of some sort.
yeah, maybe he gets a transfusion from Youngblood every month. You don't know. He's rich, right?
I've hired some hags across the kingdom. I don't ask too many questions.
Oh, what's up?
Apple, throw it on. That's just making me think of full-on We can say it here, Macbeth.
What?
I always think it's weird when
Everywhere's
people
a
like
theater.
don't want to
Dominic.
say it and they're not in a theater, and I'm like, okay, all the world's a stage, motherfucker. I get it, but shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
This keeps. I can't think about it without thinking about
Ed.
Edward
Sure.
and my story
How
with
hilarious.
Edward.
Mhm.
Like you guys know.
Get
You
the
guys all know that.
Fuck out of my theater.
Yeah.
It's not your theater. Don't care.
Yeah, some people get. I understand.
I
There's some
think
weird shit. with
Fun
it.
when it's all fun, you know, like when you're joking around. Like I don't seriously care about that. But
I did a report on it though, and there's some weird shit. But also, what it tells me
It's
is like,
also old as hell, so look up any Shakespeare thing, and there's gonna be probably lots of
What it's told
tragedies
me is-
associated with it.
theater's just unsafe as fuck.
Yes, that's
And
it.
people like really cut
It's like-
corners sometimes because there's
It's a
not money there.
confirmation. It's a confirmation bias, and also it's a dangerous show, and also it puts asses in seats, which is important when you're going under.
Like, is Spider-Man the musical cursed? I think
yes,
so. Can we not say Spider-Man in a theater? I think that's fair. Yeah.
Peter Parker, Peter Parker, Peter Parker, get out of here!
Yeah, every time you say it, you have to laugh like
Great
Willem Dafoe 3 times and say, Spider-Man! And then you're good.
I am a bit of a scientist myself.
I love it. Let's start that.
You can't do this to me. I trust this company.
It's too late, Spider-Man. Your production is cursed.
That's too good. We gotta start that.
God.
Thank you, William Dafoe, for giving us Green Goblin. The best Green Goblin we could ever ask for.
You're the best part of the new movie.
No one plays insane like William Dafoe.
It's true.
On that note, this individual is sitting.
I need to watch Boondock Saints again.
In this throne. Yeah, there's a weight to him, I would say, a strength.
Tower is following Sheriff's lead.
Mhm.
Yep, and I got questions. I would say that the protocols would not be anything different from what we would probably expect from like normal conventions that we understand. You know, does that
I
answer that?
totally know exactly how to greet the king.
I've never greeted royalty personally, but
Right. Well, but like
I
we've
assume
seen
by
how
taking-
royalty gets greeted in things, and I think it's pretty much that.
I will take a knee
you
and
would-
take my
you
fucking hat
would
off.
probably know.
Full suit.
You'd probably know that you would be like, they're looking to you for like they're taking your lead. You're probably taking Medwin's lead. Marwin. Medwin's lead.
We all gathered here today.
Well, okay. If you all kneel, Tower doesn't follow your lead. I think a more interesting idea is Tower bows. More interesting idea. It's just programmed. It's like Tower knows what to do in this situation, and this is what to do in the situation.
Cool.
Maybe it's just for the wrong people.
I was like, no, this is totally protocol.
Yes.
How old are we again? It's been a minute since I've
Medwin will lead you like close to the, not quite to, but close to the base of the stair, and then turn. I mean, if you're leading the pack, especially turning to you and being like, "One moment, stay here, and I shall inform His Majesty of the situation, and we'll go from there. He may wish to know more." And we will get up there. You'll see him like when you approach that steps, that dire lion will like prop its head up and clock you, and will just kind of be watching you and your owlbear. Not necessarily like it's not doing one of these,
Yeah,
you know what I
sure,
mean?
sure.
It's just there, and it knows you're there.
We have been.
Does it seem
By
to take
royalty
any notice of
and
Field
lions.
Defender?
Oh yeah, it sees everyone. Unless, are you trying to hide from this creature
No, not
in this room?
Yeah.
I guess I should throw that out there. It's an
Good
option.
question. It perceives you.
No, I just mean in the way that it's watching myself. Is it watching Steel Defender in the same way, or is it?
It's
does it,
watching
like,
all of you in the
dismiss it?
same way that it's watching all of you.
As a unit.
Fair.
Yeah.
We rock as a unit.
I wouldn't say that its focus on Ursula is any more delicious than anyone else. You are either all equally not food or equally food. It's hard to tell. You can make an insight check if you want.
Sure.
I am curious.
The lion's hunger is diplomatic.
Yeah.
We are all equally represented on the food chain.
Okay, 19 per tower.
21.
21. And a 19?
Sorry, what did I roll?
Inside.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, good one. Oh, damn. 21.
21. You know, especially as a group, I think you can all collectively, especially based on the size of this creature, you could easily turn into prey. It's just, I said it was huge.
We've dealt
it
with
is
big
huge.
cats before. We understand what this is.
As particularly large bird/bear owners, we understand.
You have dealt with cats,
Oh, yeah.
and they turn on a dime.
Individually, we weren't much, but as a sum whole, that thing,
It is,
Oh!
as you've been told.
Why does it take everybody so long to remember this?
Yeah, I thought it was a memorable session.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's just how my brain works.
I had
creatures we wish
I
to
told
remove
multiple
from our
people
collective
about that
memories.
encounter, and they're like, "Can I steal that?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Hell yeah.
take it,
Yeah.
run with it." It's insane what will immobilize your party. A room full of
Cats.
cats.
Especially like meta party, like people who have done the cat math against villager math, like they have that idea in their minds. It's like, no, cats are dangerous, guys. You
Yeah, we
don't get
did
it.
not do this. We did not leave it.
Yeah,
Yo, it has a positive modifier. I ain't fuck with that.
a positive modifier. It's fine.
How did...
You will remember in this moment as well that Medwin had told you right before leaving that we are trying to be received after lunch. So maybe that's working in your favor with this creature. Who knows? They don't seem to be perceiving you as food in this moment, but the potential certainly is there.
As the king is brushing a small crumb out of his beard.
Yeah. So
Oh,
when approached
Cute.
the
You
king,
think the king feeds himself?
I didn't say he fed himself. I said he had a crumb in his beard. There's a difference.
You think he wipes his own crumbs? You will see Medwin kind of go up the steps in the proper way, not in the way of this massive lion creature that is chilling in the step area. And because there's a huge lion creature able to lay on a step, these are quite like wide steps.
At least 15 feet worth of step.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking intense.
Good kid.
But you will see
You're a kid.
Medwin just, and at this point being this close, you can see that you're focused on this big cat, but King Eris is also looking at you, and the likeness of look is not that different, to be honest.
interesting.
I could eat you.
One last thing I forgot to mention about this room. There's
Oh,
stained glass
fine,
on the sides, but there's also a large stained glass behind his throne that is pretty reminiscent, though more ornate in terms of detail, of like that lion head that is like printed on coins, but it is like a stained glass feature there. Like blue glass mostly, that same blue that kind of matches his robes, but then like the gold yellowish glass lion head back there.
Hail Mary question.
Sure.
Is there anything on the stained glass window that looks at all resemblant of any part of the all that? Okay.
Nope.
Mary hailed.
Again, because I think last time we touched on this, but they are almost like they're in some ways equally opulent, but almost the antithesis of each other. Where that looks very old in a lot of ways.
The all that.
The all that, as advanced as it may be.
Right.
Mhm.
But-
Agent Schizotech. Yeah,
Right.
good.
But this kingdom's stuff and its tech looks very like they look like they're on opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of like similarity. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So I would say no. That looks very, very old world. This is New Kingdom. But again,
Original Star Trek to Star Trek.
sure. Yep. Medwin is just going to be whispering in his right ear as King Eris's eyes doesn't stop. Like he is looking at all of you.
Can I like try to read his face and see what he
Sure, that's an insight
thinks
check.
of us?
That's an insight check.
You know.
I mean, if we're
Flint is drunk.
11.
it's gonna be
At least
23.
buzzed.
Not good.
What does that mean? Okay, never mind.
A 3
Okay.
plus
Just curious. Sometimes numbers
8, I guess.
23. He's definitely pretty stoic. It's hard to read, but
Resting king face.
yeah, major resting king face. But
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a lot more. You're getting a lot more like apathy, and that's right word. Yeah, just doesn't care that much
Mm-hmm.
over like anything aggressive or otherwise. It's just kind of like again aware
Yeah,
of
we're
your
nobodies.
presence. Yeah.
Is this king my spirit animal?
Why? It's like, why are these people in my halls? Why have you not given them 1,000 gold pieces?
I would say that
in order
his-
to catch this guy.
His presence actually does sort of hold that kind of like what we might kind of try to like anamorphically attribute to a lion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like how dogs look like their owners. Thing. That's not true. But the thing where people compare. Yes.
Like, yeah.
I wish it was as tall as this dog. Tall dog.
Horse.
Yeah.
Well. And then you see, so like looking at him for that, that's kind of information you sort of get from it. But then Medwin will whisper, or Medwin will stop the whisper. The whisper will now come from King Eris as Medwin like leans over to here. The king would like to know what does he want to know? That's not the word I meant to say, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What your name is? I don't think you told Medwin. Did you?
No.
I introduced
Yeah.
I introduced myself first name
I
and the
forgot.
party.
Okay.
Was that pardon? Pardon your grace. Name's Flint. This here is Towel, Aranoa, and Shaw. We are the Red Ravens.
Tower will whisper a series of letters and numbers into your ear. Oh shit.
Big pot.
No, oh that's not it. It's up
At the
here.
top.
That's top. That's the one.
Uh,
That's a dash. You pronounce it as dash.
FR30-2.
Oh,
Proper designation.
a war model. I had no idea. Welcome. It appears this individual Silas Creed, correct?
That'd be the one.
Continues to be a thorn in the paw, as it were. And the king would be most gracious. Would you dispatch this individual?
With all due respect, Your Grace, we've been trying.
You'll see Medwin like bend over again to receive more words. King Eris, first in his name, would like you to try harder.
Is there anything that
I could put that on my to-do list.
is there anything His Majesty could spare us that might give us some aid? Something that Silas wouldn't see coming from us, maybe?
Also, if we knew exactly what it was he stole, it might give us some context to hunt his ass
Right.
down.
If we know what he's looking for and why, then we might know how to target him better.
Unfortunately, I don't have a manifest of every item in the vault. That would be quite a list.
That seems like an important list to me. But no, Tower's not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
But like that's like
Especially
Yeah, over the
that.
mind link. We're like, what the
I
hell?
was like, what did you keep in the
He knew it was
case?
a scroll, like a parchment of
Uh-huh.
some type, and I feel like in that display case, like
I think that
What he
you
had
did read a
stolen was
plaque
the
in that
list
room, though.
of shit in the...
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about the flag.
It's like, what he had stolen was the list of shit in the... You can understand.
And like the characters adjusted it, but you did read a little brass plaque on that table, and it had mentioned like an excavation site.
Oh,
oh,
right.
and we would.
And again, the glass was
Feel that,
only
too.
the recess from the glass top was only like this, so it literally was only enough to have like
Yeah.
this kind of thing on.
Parchmenty stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Okay. Okay. That's
do you know where this individual is or would be?
Yeah. A good guess.
Mm-hmm.
There is a location called Mama's house. Somewhere on a different plane. It's where she is headquartered.
It's like under my breath, as if I haven't explained this several times today. Silas has a means by which to travel between locations, some sort of magical item that allows him to move from point A to point B, where point B seems to be a set point on another realm of existence, in a swamp, in front of a house, containing said mama. We believe. That about it? That about it?
King Eris, first in his name, believes your group seems to be the most capable, or at least the most knowledgeable of the problem, and therefore best suited to resolve it.
Well, that's a damn shame.
And by resolve.
Find
Kick Silas's ass.
and dispatch the assailant known as Silas Creed.
A lot.
Alive, perhaps. Dead is fine as well.
Well, both of you to assume I would allow. It's like, his ass is mine at this point.
Is
My-
there any support that you could provide?
If you accept, I can figure out some requisitions to be in order.
Looking at its friends, Tower says, I believe we are all on board with dispatching Silas Creed.
Yeah. It's personal at this point.
King Eris first in his
Sorry,
name.
Jim.
Thanks you very much.
But just you try and fucking stop me, my apologies, Militia.
Um. Great. In doing so, you are certainly a friend of the kingdom of Olendale. King Eris, for his name, would ask that you keep this excursion between
the wraps.
between parties. No need to involve the public. No need to involve the public.
In the mind link, I'll say, Sheriff, ask about. I'm not good at this. Ask about compensation. Remember, you have my guide.
I like how you're whispering. You're like it's a mind song.
Sheriff,
We're
ask
still
about
like a little
compensation,
song.
guidance. I just picture like
I'm sorry. I know.
clerics coming up behind someone and like
Sorry,
giving
I know
like
you
a
need
back
to-
massage.
Sitting in the corner
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
boxing ring.
I know you gotta link it up louder.
You got this.
You got this.
You got
Praise
this.
the water bottle.
Got me.
I was like, when you say requisitions, does that mean we have to give it back afterwards? As far as like compensation is concerned, as I wink and nudge.
That all depends on the requisitions. However, details of the quest, or whatever better term there is, we can iron that out without his grace. No need to trouble him for something as trivial.
I look at him. I look at the lion. Yeah, I get you.
Very well. Thank you, Lord Eris, and we shall
That's the thing. That's the thing.
reconvene for the details.
How fast?
And he'll
Indian hat.
trot back down the steps,
Yeah.
Follow him.
and then down the long walk.
All the money,
The
guys.
doors
All the
close,
money.
and-
I didn't try to pet the kitty.
Oh, did you?
I did not
Okay.
try to pet the kitty.
Had to resist.
Yeah.
That went well. Always better after lunch.
That seemed to be perfectly amenable.
Mm-hmm.
That was a perfectly nice meeting. Actual royalty.
Was anybody else terrified?
I was like, it's like Flint thinks about his family, not particularly. I could have taken the cat. We fought
I
it.
think we could
We
handle
fought
it.
it.
Oh man.
Of
I
course,
fought simultaneously bigger and more.
of course, you'll be compensated. Assuming you are successful in your
We shall see.
endeavor, and
No, truly less. I think we're less interested in compensation, though we are.
Yeah, both.
Than we
I
are
won't
in
say no.
support in the fight. It's been a hard one and a losing battle. And anything that can sway the tide of that overwhelming ocean of pain that we are being caused by Silas Creed and his card metaphors versus my nature metaphors. I don't know where I'm going with this. We need help.
It's like, he's got us on the turn here, and we're up a river, and I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure how much I can go before I have to fold. Are those good? I don't play enough to.
Craps.
Big blind.
I was about to say perhaps some special weapons you've been
Mhm.
developing, or
Special
scrolls.
defenses against projectiles. Health potions are always helpful.
a royal writ saying that we have the right and authority to kick his ass if we need to in whatever fashion is necessary.
Yeah, we should get
I would
this
love
right.
to have a
In
blank
fact,
check for
Aaron, no,
kicking
we'll
his
pull
ass.
pull out her little notebook and start writing up a little agreement.
I how about this? I will take 1 hour to see what I can put together. And then you can return, and I'll have it won't be me, but someone will put together what I put aside for you. How about that?
That is a lot of your valuable time. Thank you.
It's truly nothing. Great.
We will be back in an hour or more. Assuming you will
Excellent.
just be waiting for us.
I won't be waiting. I have
No,
things to do.
the thing. You'll be done with it. You'll be moving around with your day, and it will be there.
Correct.
Look, we haven't had a good chance to sit down since we got here.
Is there somewhere we could grab a bite? Somewhere you recommend?
Oh, is Fat Rabbit a call, please? So, Cyrus, if you have any love for us, Fat Rabbit is a franchise.
I forgot how to pronounce it, but I made up a new name for a place, and it was like Bon Lupin. It was like Fat Rabbit in French. Just like the Nob Hill of Rayleigh's. Right? That being said, I was looking
Like there's a boar's head and then there's an X.
In fact, when you return, ask for Deldin, my assistant.
Delton.
Deldin.
Delton. That will be remembered by somebody.
Delton.
Delden's crotch rockets.
Dude, we're getting a Delden.
I took my morning Delden the other day. It hurt so bad. I don't know what.
What is it that's all the rage now? The teledonic.
Teledildon.
Teledildonic. That's
Teledildonic.
great.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, the futures now.
If only I had someone I loved far away.
You couple that with that sweatshirt that feels like the other person's hugging you, and you are in business, right?
Yeah.
He will leave your presence and kind of leave you stranded in the middle of the big hall area, like that is outside of that.
Tower will get us out of this.
You can be out the palace grounds and back on the main streets of Alentia.
We'll find somewhere to eat.
Did we want to do that
Get the
first,
scroll
or did we want to do?
Oh, sweet,
that's
sweet,
right,
fresh
yeah.
city
No, we can
air.
do that
How I
first.
missed you.
No, truly, we cannot get the scroll first. We need to turn in our voucher at the Adventurers Guild first.
To
Get the
afford.
money to afford the scroll.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that is our first stop.
Let's see. What level was it again? Level 4?
I believe it was a level 4 scroll. A banishment?
Mm-hmm.
Banishment. It's a good spell. It's,
Yeah.
you're not like
It
it.
works.
Got tower home.
So
Not tower. Got branch home.
so what's the
Adventurers Guild is
Yeah, to turn in the first job.
Cash on the barrelhead.
it's actually not that hard to find from where you are, as this kind of opens up into somewhat of a commerce space with different guilds. Just for the sake of brevity of it all, I'll say you will get the other part of your gold, which I think is like another 600 or something like that. Is that wrong?
I straight up don't remember.
It's been so long.
Well,
That's
so
600
150
total.
each.
That's 150 each.
$150 gold.
Mm-hmm. And now to go get a banner.
Sorry, I was looking at an old name of something that I think got used. Cool. Searching out for a magic shop. Just someone make a survival check for me to see if you can just kind of figure out
I gotta go one of them.
what's going on in this place.
I rolled shitty. It's
My
a 10.
survival is shit, but I do have a city origin. Does that count for anything?
Yeah, you can roll at advantage.
17.
17. Kind of navigating through this urban space, the familiarity of just being of that kind of kicks in, and you start to see the flow of the city, if you will, and how people are moving, and you kind of follow the crowds till you come to what's quite a large, like, storefront. Scrawled across the front. I just lost my dang name. Written in a nice filigree is a place called the Mad Wyvern, and you see like traffic going back and forth. And from what you can tell, just kind of seeing in the window, it looks to be a magic shop. Clutching the sign, like a wooden sign with this filigree, seems to be this ornate statue of a wyvern itself, like hands wrapped on the sides and kind of looking down over it. A little bit of, you know, that little tinge you see in someone's eye when something's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It's got it. And as you kind of move in to go up to the doors, the eyes, it seems like they're following you. Like one of those Halloween decorations.
That is.
Like, no matter
Can I
what-
tell if it's because it's like the eyes are set in, or if it's because the...
You have stone
Is it
cutting?
a
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's also a thing.
Can I look at
Still
it?
got
I
it.
can tell if it's a gem.
Expertise!
Yeah.
Expertise!
Two.
Fuck my life!
10.
Let's see, 6, 8...
Nope. I was rolling like shit.
Still 10. It's still 10 with stone.
10. It's hard. It's pretty high up there, so you probably want to like climb up the side and get on the roof and get close to really figure out what's going on with it. But from here, it's slightly unsettling. Just either way.
Please be.
Master crafted on some level.
Alright, let's head on in and see what we can browse for.
Yeah, I would say that this place is pretty big. It does appear to be multi-level, like a two-story kind of place as you kind of get in. Like you couldn't really tell from the outside because somehow like the front end kind of slopes down. So and this wyvern kind of statue piece is kind of blocking your vantage point for the rest. But as you walk in, it kind of opens upward with two staircases that are kind of wrapping around the sides. There seems to be some sort of like desk area where people are checking out items, we'll call it, and then but people are kind of walking up and down spaces. It seems like if you want to look for something, you might find it.
Alright. Let's hunt down a scroll of banishment or some equivalent there too.
I mean, magic shops, yeah, let's just say like go look for it because I cannot. I could, but I think it'd be boring if I sat here and populated every item in the shop, right?
Sure.
Especially when it's supposed to be the biggest city on the continent
And probably the biggest magic shop they got.
Maybe.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned right now, yes. Is that
Above-
true? Who
Above
knows?
board? Above board? Yeah, probably.
Alright, so like a perception check or which you
Well,
want?
what are you looking for?
I
You're
think
beelining for
Everybody
you want
wants-
that.
Banishment scroll for sure.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, if that's what you want, sure. I was just saying, like, if you do want to do anything else, if there's something else you want,
there was
tell
a,
me.
a belt of dragon, some bullshit for monks that I thought looked pretty cool. And you know, if it's a special monk,
Where's
belt,
that come from?
I'll find it pretty quick.
Anyways, at any rate,
But
everyone
definitely
else
this
currently hunting down like scrolls being number one, and you're feeling the pressure from your coat wiggling all the time. It's pretty easy to find scrolls, as there's like a whole huge dedicated section that is just like rolled up like holders that have scrolls in them, like ones like perfectly under glass cases that you can like see all the fine ink work and detail. They look incredibly expensive, all over the place. What level is that banishment?
4th level.
4th level. I want to say that. What's the commonality of it?
I want to say it's an uncommon. It might get up to rare.
Oh,
by
minimum
4th.
level. It says, this says, which was what I've been using most of the time. Uncommon is up to, it's around 500. Rare, it says minimum level 3rd. Rare is a minimum level of 6th. So our sweet spot isn't even on this list. But if we kind of think about it.
Minimum 3rd was uncommon,
Mhm.
which means that 4th level should be.
Oh,
Little-
but you know what? This might not be the right table because it's a scroll, which means
Well, scroll is a consumable would only cost like half that of a normal item.
Yep. They really need in their next edition to flesh out their pricing a little bit more for the DM that doesn't want to fucking calculate pricing for shit, but still keep things fair.
Agreed. Yeah, I have that
Find the
problem a lot. That's why I found other sources that priced everything individually. I'm like, I just go by that. That's what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
and I get that, but that's
Yeah.
has that shit.
does it?
All items are specifically level tiered and reasonably costing for said level.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'll
It's so nice.
look forward to that.
So goddamn.
If and when we do that, because I guess I won't be running that game, so I won't care anymore. But you know,
Having a real economy built into the game would help.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's hard to like get an economy going, and
Dungeons and Dragons is so soft in 5th edition about this kind of thing that it's like no, just do what feels right. I don't know what feels right.
I'm just gonna
It's like
say
you've told me that the alchemy jug in this edition is uncommon.
I'm
Do you
just-
know how much that shit costs in any other edition?
I'm just gonna say that here in this
Free
time,
acid.
with that keeping in mind that it's going to be like a consumable, it's probably gonna cost around 1,000 gold.
All right, 1K.
What about like a first level scroll?
First level scroll is baby stuff. I think that's like 100 gold or something.
By that, it's like coffee. So
The item I was talking about comes from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons.
Have it?
It's an uncommon item. It's a dragon hide belt. And it's on the screen. It's right there. Damn. Right. Oh. I'd be looking for the +1.
I mean, if we need a dragon, we saw one.
Yeah.
You want to go for the dragon's leg at 3?
Let's do it.
You never know. I'm keeping that in mind. But yeah, you can find one of those banishment scroll, of which there are many,
Oh, cool.
but it'll cost about 1K.
Are we
Is that
splitting
after
price?
is that after the half off for consumable? Oof.
Well, because of its rarity, it probably, you know, yeah.
Are we good with
So
splitting
could I just gain like 6 more levels of paladin and be done?
that? Okay.
Hell of a
Yeah, I'm
lot
good with
cheaper.
splitting it.
Okay.
Random. Definitely
Actually,
not relevant question.
Flint is not going to request financial assistance on this one. He's like, look, it was my decision to do this. It's my problem. I'll pay for it. Metaphorically and literally speaking.
I'll try to help them. My money can go elsewhere.
Yep. Works for me.
But out of character.
Yes.
Wizards can copy spell scrolls into a spell book, right?
Right, but you have to have it on your list, and you have to be high enough a level to copy it. And also, you'd have to be a wizard.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. But high enough level to copy it, meaning you're able to cast that level spell.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be able to
And-
cast that spell
As a
personally.
Mm-hmm.
Not just as
Yeah.
like you can't be able to cast third level spells because you're a different class and like a first level wizard and then be able to copy. third
No,
level
I
spells.
know that. Like, but I don't have to like choose it as part of the spells that I learn.
No.
Right?
It does cost money,
Yeah.
but that's it. No, it costs
Okay.
money and time, but you can. Yeah, you don't have to. You do get 2 free ones every time you level as a wizard, but apart from those 2 free ones, anytime you come across another spell
Got
from
it.
a book or from a scroll, you can copy that right to your spell.
Okay.
Right. Copying it always spends the scroll whether you're successful or not.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It does cost a roll, or it does take a roll that you might fail.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but your arcana is like nuts, right?
It's 4.
Nuts-ish.
Yeah.
Nutty.
it could
I'm
get
not.
better.
I'm not proficient in it, but I might.
Fuck, that's
become
not even proficient?
in it.
Shit.
Yeah. I
You ask for
become.
something. You're kind of looking around the store. You get approached by what looks to be like an older tabaxi. Their pattern is like a snow leopard kind of print. Their right eye is completely milked out, and they sort of have like a cut groove that kind of like goes diagonally from one like across that eye.
Badass.
Yeah, it's like wearing like an apron, like common like store shop clothes. They kind of approach you. Can I help you with something, friend?
Oh, sure, yes. There is a particular kind of belt that is used by people who fight with their hands. I've heard it's made of dragon hide. Have you heard of this item? And is there possibly one in stock?
We can the dragon section. You walk.
Oh,
You go 2 aisles down and to the left. You see all dragon things there.
thank you very much.
My name is
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, you have a name. Wow. Yes, hello.
Yondalo.
Dundala.
If they ask at the checkout, you tell them Yondalo helped you. Yes.
I'll try to remember that.
Yandalo acquires commission.
Yeah.
And making your way, you do make your way to this aisle, and there's a lot of dragon shit here. You can see like a crystal sword that's
valuable.
on display, a lance,
Grows
some
the
kind of
largest crow
bow, some sort of rock-like orb made of some sort of gem. And then, but looking for what you're looking, you do eventually come across a belt. It is but the hide of this belt. It's in the dragon section, so it must be a dragon thing, right?
Sure.
But what it has, what looks to be scales, but they are made out of. What's your knowledge of gems? I guess you could recognize. It seems to be an amethyst, a scale-like pattern across the spell.
Interesting. Tower will hold it in its hands and try it on and kind of see what that feels like.
It's magic, so it fits instantly.
Oh, wow. That's
Well,
Personally tailored.
will it still fit you if it's something that requires attunement? That's what I want. But you imagine at the very least that the fit won't matter.
Yeah, Tower reckons this is probably the thing it's looking for. And there's no like description of what an item does or anything like that. It's laying around or.
No, there's a tag on it.
Oh, I'll read the tag.
It says Dragonhide Belt +1.
Oh. I'm pretty sure this is it.
And has a cost of, I believe, 500 gold.
Oh, that's right on the tag. Oh, brilliant. Well worth the price.
Actually, it says 499.99.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Also, I have subtracted 1,000 gold from my thing. I have acquired it as
Okay.
quickly and professionally as possible. Cool. Proudly.
Yondalo, could you help me find a couple of things?
I mentioned $9
Okay.
thing.
Sure.
Um,
Yandalo can help.
I have. First, I'm wondering if you have any spears that have magical effect.
Spears.
Yes,
We have many spears.
that have magic specifically. Yes, like I want.
The
what do you
Where
got?
Wyvern is a magic store. Yes, very
what
much.
do you got?
Oh boy. +1, +2, +3.
What's the price on that?
500, 5,000, 50,000.
It's probably about right, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's fair. For +1, 500, that's pretty
No,
good.
the 50,000.
Well, that's a +3 weapon. That's fucking crazy.
Mm.
Okay, I'll think about it. I also, recently I've been just kind of interested in some different magical effects that I don't actually know how they work, but I'm hoping I could pick up some scrolls and maybe look at them so I can study them. I was looking for things like Tensor's Floating Disc, Silvery Barbs, and Comprehend Languages.
Scrolls are 3 aisles to the right and 1 left. You never
Right.
miss.
With there.
You can see that Flint is kind of walking out of that space as he's pointing down.
Yandalo.
Thank
Check out.
you,
But
Yandalo.
thank you. Mhm.
And you're pretty. You find this pretty easily. right?
Yes. No problem. It's
100
no
each for
Blinsky,
those.
as we once said.
Yeah, those are each first level spells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's 100 each for those.
I think so.
And then for the spear, is that a +1 spear? Is that just that require attunement?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Okay, then I'll go ahead and get that too.
Oh. Oh, magic. And you know what? I think I will go ahead and do this as well. I'll look for a gun.
I was actually just about to think about that. Ravings offer you
Aw.
absolutely every
Maybe I
tactical
shouldn't be
advantage.
bothering
You
to
can
upgrade
find.
my spear.
I'll say you're looking for a gun.
Maybe I shouldn't be bothering to upgrade my spear.
You're looking for a gun. I'll say even before you leave this dragon section,
Sure.
one will catch your eye. It's
Oh.
kind of mounted up on a wall. It resembles a rifle, like
Yeah, it's
musket-like.
Yeah. I don't think that's a
You
simple
don't
weapon.
see a normal, like you've come to know what a gun looks like, and you've seen people use rifles and muskets, and even the ones that you're using.
Sure.
You don't see a chamber for bullets. What you do see is a topaz scale that is kind of like if we think about the guts of the rifle, right? Like where like the lever and everything, where the barrel connect. Sorry, I can't think of all the gun parts right now, but like the heart of that rifle,
Yes.
where like the chambers would be for bullets and stuff. It's like it's all like encapsulating this topaz scale object that's in the center that you can almost like look through if you wanted to, but it's glowing. Yeah.
And it's in the dragon section.
Five motherfucking dragons.
Looking at the, it's on the wall. It's resting on a wall. It's resting on a wall. There seems to be some sort of latch work involved where it's locked. Like you're gonna have to go get someone to unlock this.
God,
And
I
there's a
hope
little
so.
plaque underneath, and it reads Topaz Annihilator.
There's no part of that sentence I do not like.
That's just the first gun you see in this place.
That's fair, and while it's very impressive and cool, that's not a simple weapon, and Tower needs a revolver. I
No, because this is saying weapon firearm on here,
think.
and to me, I guess we have to look at the rules again. It's been a while since we've had to deal with guns.
Is that in the special stuff?
It would be
No, that's not.
no
I'm gonna undo
firearm.
my purchase of the spear because I think that wouldn't be compatible with the infusion that I have.
Oh,
I'd have to add some of these rules to this weapon, of course, but we'd have to treat, so that's not really the problem. But count your lid, partner, gun, Kimbo.
if you're proficient with simple weapons or any type of crossbow.
I don't think. Can you switch to?
Oh, it's martial firearms. That's the difference.
Yeah, this is going to be a martial firearm
Okay,
for
yeah.
sure, right?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, there's no
Yeah,
way around it.
And Tower is not. Yeah.
So-
Martial
so-
firearms, but simple firearms, yes.
Do you not have the thing that allows a monk to call something as a?
I do, but that is.
Is it already being applied to something?
my own arm?
Ah, yeah. It would be really awkward to
Can
lose
you-
proficiency with
if
one's
you're
own
not
arm.
already, can you log in as a DM? I don't think anything's fault for you like that.
Oh, I already.
Huh? You already are.
Yep.
Can you go on that same sort of area and look for wherever I have the special store? General store extended, yeah. And I click that little link. Okay, that's what I want to see. Simple firearms. That's how we know what we're looking for. Ooh, wait, muzzle loading rifle. And I said it was it's simple weapons can be magical though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Resembles a musket. I feel like musket
Well,
is
musket
simple on there.
is.
On there?
Well, let's see.
Muzzle loading. That's what a musket does.
Yeah.
So technically, this is a simple weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably not the issue. For
Yeah, probably.
you.
Fair point.
It's probably. I can tell you, it looks. If it didn't already give you that vibe, it looks incredibly ornate. I'm just saying it's the first gun you saw in the store
Yes.
because you were already in the section.
Yeah,
It looks expensive.
it looks cool, looks expensive. Tower's gonna skip over it. More comfortable with revolvers at this point.
Like Flint takes one look at this thing, you start hearing the voiceover from Christmas Story. It was electric sex.
So you're looking for guns.
Guns, guns, guns.
I mean, that same shop person will direct you to a gun section. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just?
Nothing in particular, but if there is like an interesting revolver that does something that's not +1 necessarily, that is a little weirder, definitely we'll take a look at that if that's available.
I have a
But
question,
specific
Yeah.
revolver.
but sorry, I'm just in my own train of thoughts. I'll hold my question until you're done.
What?
Well, no, it was about infusions on guns, and if that's the thing. Can I apply would I be able to switch my infusion over from my bow to a gun of repeating shot and not actually use ammo?
Why not?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
If you can apply it, if you can
Yeah,
apply
I'm
the
able
fusion
to
to a
do
weapon,
that per
then you can
dawn.
apply
I
it to
can
a
switch
weapon.
it to which thing it's applied to. So I'm happy to get it.
Bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
I mean, I realized, yeah, upgrading my spirit doesn't really make sense. Kind of primitive in this fight.
Cool.
We'll see. That's my feeling.
I hear you.
might-
I'm just looking for something.
I might want this.
Magic guns. Magic guns.
You might want what? Oh, something off there.
Sawed off double barrel
I would almost be willing to hang up
Yeah.
the side knives if I could have an pair of enchanted sawed off double barrel shotguns
Oh my god.
with a rubber buckshot.
Magical rubber butt.
It sounds fucking stupid when you say it out loud, doesn't it?
Sounds like non-lethal
Like,
Christmas.
what the hell
I
is
think
this?
Aaron
guy?
really would want the high caliber.
Thinking
rifle.
wider,
Is
motherfucker.
there more further down?
You said, are you proficient with martial firearms? Holy
Well,
shit.
my martial weapons.
Yeah, martial
Yeah.
weapon proficiency gives you martial firearms, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
double barrel scatter gun.
Well, I need 2 hands.
Yeah.
Is the kick like a strength requirement?
Something like that. I forget.
Scroll down, I think, has information
We
on that.
had, there was a kick was over here.
Oh, if it's also in here.
No. Kick.
Kick.
Minimum strength score to wield properly.
Ah,
Looking
It has disadvantage if
looking for a weird gun before you even get to like more normal things. You again spy in a little glass case a revolver. It is super gold. Like looks like it's almost made out of gold. It has all these little knobs and doodads and pieces that are actually it's like on a little thing that's like a little like thick gauged piece of metal that's kind of like hooking it up so it's just like suspended in this box case. These little knobs and doodads are kind of rotating and moving on it, and looking at the thing that's etched on the box says Revolver of Wonder.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck, hell no. Oh, God.
Is
Oh,
there-
God.
Is there a price?
If that means exactly what I assume it means, oh, God. Oh, God. Stop your campaign. No.
I know. That's what I said. Should I do it?
It's probably
The
out of
price-
my range.
Looks to be around 6K.
That's
Oh,
not my
no.
price range.
That's affordable.
I might.
Between us, oh, God, that's affordable.
Oh, I don't think so. Not at this point. Not for me anyway. I don't have a quarter of that. And yeah.
I still have a solid pile of platinum.
Uh,
God. Hold
Trying
me back.
to-
Hold me back.
moving on from that,
Yeah.
if that's what you're trying to do,
Yeah,
you spy 2 other. I mean, you find a run of the mill like where there is like multiple firearms that are +1 +3 in this store. They got stuff here. You find a that thing. Come on, I just want to see the name. Make sure I understand the names they're doing.
Is it this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You find a Derringer
Okay.
of Warning. You also find also cool, but not quite right.
The holdout pistol
Wow.
twitches.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm out of the two slot at this point.
Oh yeah.
I said that it's really cool, but unfortunately, I'm out of the 2 slots at this point.
Oh, you looked up the warning thing?
Yeah, I do have one.
Maybe this isn't the right list for me to be looking at. I thought it'd be cool.
It is super cool.
No, I was trying to look for this other for another gun, but I was looking on a different list. But none of this. It's all a little strange. Dang
The
it.
shield is indeed. I have only one attunement item.
What?
Wow.
How the
Wow.
fuck? I have 300 platinum and an error in accounting. Let's go.
Well, there's a danger warning. That's
Mhm.
You know, it's
pretty dope.
it's because Korag is loaded, and because I have other characters in other games who are loaded, and Flint is kind of a spendthrift. It's like I bought something once. Hell of a purchase, but
You also find a revolver of piercing. Of
it never gets old
You
when I
might
look at
probably
my equipment and
there 'cause
find the
it kind of
professional
morphing
gag.
something.
Revolver. Is there a tag on the revolver piercing?
I'll just say that
That's
Yeah,
a cool
yeah.
new addition. I haven't been a DM on here in a long time, but like the
Oh.
the information in turn order, bless it.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
that's nice.
you find a revolver of piercing. When you attack an object with this magic revolver and hit, maximize your weapon damage against the target. When you attack a creature with this weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, the target takes an extra 14 piercing damage. Then roll another d20. If you roll a 20, you remove the limb that you've shot with the.
Damn.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oof.
If they have nothing to sever, you just take away part of its body instead. And you can speak the command word to cause the revolver to shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light in an additional 10 feet. And then speaking the command word or sheathing holstering the revolver will put the light out. It does look pretty expensive. This particular sword, it's there. It looks pretty dang expensive. I'll say that. There's also a sword of vengeance in that area. I mean, not a sword of vengeance, a revolver of
A
vengeance.
revolver of vengeance.
Vengeance, you say?
Mm-hmm. And you gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls. And this sword is. Hold on.
Ooh. You know what would be really cool and probably out of my price range?
Yeah.
An oath bow, but a lawbringer.
Ah.
Nice.
It just says sword of vengeance, handle with care. It does look to be in the range of about 450 gold.
And it's a magic shop. Gotta assume. I mean, I feel like I need a magic gun to overcome magic resistances. And this feels like it would do it. Seems interesting.
Are there any magical rifles?
A lawbringer feels like it has to be like a law firm, though.
Sorry?
Technically speaking.
Magical rifles?
I'd certainly mentioned one.
Which one was the rifle?
The dragon head.
the scaled one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the expensive one.
The gun that fires dragons.
And there's definitely +1 and +2 and +3 versions.
Power's gonna go ahead and purchase the revolver of vengeance.
Handle it with care.
I will handle
At the moment, that looks like all the really weird guns in the store. Yeah. For now. That looks to be like all the really weird stuff going on there.
How much would
Guns.
+1 rifle?
Oh, I believe it's somewhere around the same thing, if I'm not
If you go back to
mistaken.
that tab, it was on
It said something about 500.
the
Yeah,
I
the
would
plus
need the
one
breach
is-
loading one because of the kick.
A +1 is uncommon, and I believe the uncommon range was like 500 gold. And I think that overrides the cost of a normal gun as the magic, or does it tap
I
on?
believe a plussing is on top of the cost of the normal weapon.
So you're saying that
Unless you want to put a discount on big fuck off gun.
I would probably call it in the ball around 600 instead of 750. This place, things are expensive in this store, but also not at the same time. If that makes any
Also,
sense.
totally worth it.
Yeah. There's definitely little sale prices. Is what I'm saying.
Should I note anything about shooting things with the revolver of vengeance?
What do you mean?
Just mechanically speaking, in the future when I use this gun.
Oh, did you already look up about what it does?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, well then I would say for now you at least have a +1 on your attacks and damage. I think it was.
Okay.
Let me make sure. And we'll see. If we cross that road.
It's a magic damage.
If I trade in my old revolver for it, can I just throw 500 gold at +1 in my revolver?
Sorry, one more time.
Can I throw 500 gold at +1 in my revolver?
See me. Is Charlotte gonna need anything?
I'm just curious in the dragon section, what is that orb thingy?
What is the orb thingy?
Does it have a tag?
Well, what it says. I have to flip back to my little special.
But I
page.
probably don't have money to buy anything, so I don't have very much money. I bought lots of stuff.
Sure, I'm
Yeah.
splurging. +1, whatever the fuck you want.
It looks expensive, but what it says is amethyst lodestone.
It's lodestone.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what that means?
Make an intelligence check.
Do I just not have it in my actual equipment list?
I'll also take Arcana instead.
Intelligence checks. It's the same. So.
Why do I keep?
And it's about the size of
Wow.
a fist.
12 either way.
Did you know that took them like reserve?
I would say not really, but if you want to ask someone, you can.
Yondal? Is that his name?
Yandalo, yes.
Yondal. Can you tell me more about this?
Amethyst lodestone, yes. It, it will let you control gravity. Like a dragon can. You can fly, you can cause a thrust, or you can reverse it and make them float.
Do I see a price tag?
Yeah. Based on my calculations, price tag on this item. Oh wow. I've seen some better days. appears to be in the ballpark of 40,000 gold.
Okay. Wow, that is a very, very cool item. That's a good one. Thank you.
Everyone do what they want to do here? Any other
Well,
bits?
Yeah, I think we do.
I think I'm good at the moment.
Well, I won't force you to stay in the shop.
I believe we have a scroll to use.
Middle of the street.
God knows.
Why not?
Do we just go into an alleyway, or how do we do this?
Let's see. So, casting from a scroll a spell that is above your level. I want to say is an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Shra,
Yeah.
would you mind me and your headband getting acquainted for about 20 minutes? How long is it to attune to an item again? 20 minutes?
So
An hour? It's like 30 minutes, right? It's
an
like-
hour or two.
It's like half a short rest, I think.
I think you can
I don't
tune
fuck
during a
with
short rest.
that.
Well, it's fine with me if we take all this time, because I'll need to attune back to it.
Mm-hmm. Are we in a rush? We have to wait a little bit anyway.
I believe we only had an hour to wait.
We've spent
yeah.
some time shopping.
I just want to make sure this works. I spent a K on this shit.
I understand that.
We can, and we said it will be waiting for us. We confirmed that. So we can take a couple hours. Maybe get some food for people who like food.
Go to
About
that,
do that.
go to that fancy restaurant, get some inspiration from a sandwich.
You could probably help and guide as well. Making sure that this spell
Yeah.
makes sense.
Absolutely. I'll be there to back you up.
I wonder what it's
So
gonna be like.
So I
I'm
think
sure. Would you say your life has changed since this headband?
So I think it's a short rest that consists of a meal while wearing fancy hats.
okay. For,
Meal and a
for
drink
sandwiches
In the
for
back
the-
alley
for
somewhere.
their place, I would say it costs around 2 gold
Tower will take care of it.
for the lot.
They like treating people.
I can tell.
I thought it would tell me about that. I thought there's a special, a calculation for the DC of using a scroll above your level.
Oh yeah, it's 10 plus,
plus-
scroll level.
Okay, that's okay. That's
I
fine.
don't
10
know
plus
what
spell
the
level
is,
does it.
But I know that's the rule.
That's what I thought.
So
I
it's
referred to
14.
it once. Don't ask me to do it again, but I've referred to it once.
So it's 14 in this case,
Mm-hmm.
with headband modifiers
And
guidance.
guidance.
The square of the sides of a triangle are equal to the sum of the hypotenuse or some shit. Let's go.
It's true.
Whenever you're ready,
So get that
All right,
D4
so-
for me.
you'll be able to add a D4 as well.
Okay. A
As
D4,
cast
advantage,
friend weight.
and some modifiers. Let's go. We cast the shit out of it. We're good.
So you read the words. You are that meme of that lady with the math around her head.
I understand everything.
And as the arcane glow of the page flares before this scroll crumbles to dust. Castron has just enough time to like take his hat off and do a little curtsy bow before gone.
That motherfucker better not sell us out.
He has sold us out already.
We are spot and soul.
It's like, truly, this has been a grand ordeal of extraneous circumstance. I don't like this headband anymore.
Let's see if it goes.
Yeah,
It's like it's like I'm pontificating way too hard.
we don't know. Cool. So another hour finishing up the meal.
It's like I immediately unattune, pull out my flask. That was fun.
Well, we don't
I
have,
still have this cactus hooch.
we don't actually have to wait till the advance tuned again, right? We can walk back.
Yeah, we can walk in a tune, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
That's
details.
awesome.
I don't remember the details. I'm on
Sure.
a tune.
Arrest
Oh, wow.
implies that you are arresting, but
Our
Well, I
group is
mean,
at the dumbest it ever gets right now.
I could wait and
Everyone's plenty smart.
At the dumbest it ever gets.
that doesn't mean no one's intelligent.
Yeah.
It just means that.
I spent 100 platinum to do something that a single gold piece could have done far easier.
True.
Sometimes as a lawman, you gotta do it.
Yeah, those coins are truly coveted.
Yeah, it's interesting how secret we kept those coins.
That's a fucking gate spell, son. That's
Uh-huh.
that's worth a coin.
And also, it
And also
Take
the
him
spell's
directly
probably
back.
worth something too.
banishment might not take him directly back.
That's true.
That's why I needed to roll. Figure out where he went.
Yeah. I'd say it's 50-50. Either he ends up at the shack or he don't.
That's 50-50.
By those parameters, yes. Cool. What you doing?
Heading back to get our stuff from the castle? Is that right?
I do believe it's time to go talk with folk at the castle.
Yep.
Also, 50-50 is probably one of my favorite math jokes.
You know where it is.
It's like, as far as narrative
You sort of know
causality
your way
is
around
concerned,
a bit.
it's 50-50.
Remember who you're looking for?
Meldwin, something like that.
No.
Mallet.
I wrote it down.
It's
Oh, Dalden.
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 I was gonna say, starts with an N, I think. No.
Dalden.
I had no
Not
sympathy
with-
for you there because that was mere moments. Really, well, it was a while, but it was a lot of shock.
It's like, it's been an hour and my brain is currently on Fat Rabbit, so.
And kind of navigating back to a space, you do eventually come across a young halfling-looking individual, well-dressed, kind of waiting, not in the offices of Medwin, but outside those doors as you kind of come in, and kind of rushes up to you, kind of light brown hair. Again, like two-piece of a three-piece suit, like no coat, just the vest and shirt and tie and all that, and kind of running up and the Red Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
so.
Last we checked. We check it off.
A package has been procured for your travels. Are you leaving now?
One would say time is of the essence, assuming, of course, we had something to do with it at the moment.
There's no particular destination in mind. So yes, we plan to continue living with this goal immediately.
Oh, maybe I'm misinformed. I thought you knew where he was to be found.
Have a guess.
We have guesses, assumptions, and a space-time conundrum.
Also, that place is on a different plane of existence.
That too.
Right. Well, I'm here to give you the package.
Yes, yes.
Great.
We had to receive.
And he's gonna like go in behind like the line of sight of the door, and then begin like dragging a like a crate, probably like this deep but double wide. Like, because it's pretty big for him as he kind of gets it through the threshold. Let's see. Inside you'll find 3 regular potions of healing, 1 greater healing potion, a time-keeping piece.
I'm doing.
Very on date.
And
Can you start that over? 3 healing potions.
3 3 regular healing potions, 1 greater potion of healing, a time-keeping piece, and it like holds it up. It's the same kind of like little orb piece you saw with Medwin, as well as a 10-gallon hat. Excellent. A few hats. Hat of the hero. Excellent. And
Are they all hats
Fancy
of the
hat
hero?
show, guys. Fancy
What?
hat show.
Are they all hats of the hero?
no, one is. The other hat was a 10-gallon hat.
Oh.
Okay.
Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
when we say a 10-gallon hat, are we implying like just the style, or is it like a hat of holding?
That'd be
Doesn't even know.
Appears to be the lot of what's in here.
Just a hat tall enough to constantly be off the top of the screen whenever it's featured. Pulling a ref's hair.
I think we need to identify something.
Sure, certainly. I'll do that. Also, could I have used the hit dice? Oh no, I don't need hit dice. I need spells back.
I think we should probably do a long rest before we
Yeah.
take off.
Good. And I'll identify these hats.
Identifying the hats. Which one do you want to identify first?
10-gallon.
10-gallon hat. This hat is quite tall. It is literally about. It's almost like
10
top
gallons
hat
tall.
height, and the brim is huge. This hat can be turned over and holds 10 gallons of any liquid you pour into it.
Oh no, there, del.
Can you put it back on?
Yeah, we turn it back over the other way. Does the liquid fall out?
No, it is magically hold.
Okay. Okay. Right on. Okay.
I got
Yeah,
liquid
It's like
It's a magic hat.
That's just a hat. It's like it holds 10 gallons of liquid.
Yeah.
One way only.
Right.
It's just a hat. Yeah, but it's a big hat.
It's a big one.
I was like, it's deeper than it appears. It leaks a little.
Alright,
It's
hat
not
of
a
the
good-
hero.
Hat of the hero. When worn, if you are reduced to 0 hit points, you instead are reduced to 1, and the hat is removed from your head. And it can work once until the next dawn.
It's literally the hat that gets shot off your head in a good fight.
That's nice.
Do
I've seen-
either of these items require a tune?
No.
Yeah,
Flip
that's
wants the
pretty fun.
10-gallon hat, but for reasons that are entirely Flint's.
Well, I mean,
Makes sense.
I want to know. I want to know
what it
what I
could
can do
be
to
is,
this
like,
hat.
you
to
put some
keep the
kind of
magic
acidic
working.
thing in it, and you just like
True.
toss it on someone or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already thinking outside the box, see?
Lava. Is
10 gallons, yeah. Liquid.
It's
What about identifying
more like
that?
Anything can be a liquid at the right temperature, right?
call it more of an emulsion or an immolation. I might be pronouncing one
It
of
is
those
a
wrong.
device that will let you know what time it is on
That's
the
all.
on the plane it was crafted on.
Okay.
All right.
Just make them.
How do
Oh,
you,
that'd actually be
Do
great
you
to have
know
on another
that?
plane.
when like
That's
you
interesting.
identify?
Yo, if you had that, if
What?
we had that in the
Do you
swamp,
know
we could
what
probably
plane
figure
it was
out.
created
Like,
on, so you know what time. it's
You
on?
would, I guess. That is kind of how Identify
Clear.
works. It's from this plane.
Yeah, but yes.
Yeah, depending on how exactly that works,
Oh,
like
that
if
is
it's
helpful.
specifically attuned to the plane or if it works on local time, it'd be great to have on the other world.
Well, it said the plane it was created on.
Yeah.
So it'll
Yeah,
always
but-
be our time.
Plane.
Okay, if that's the case, then it'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Super
you'd figure out the rate of conversion
Yeah, absolutely. This makes
before
me-
horrible things happen.
That's interesting. Does that mean, because we've already seen time dilation happen, but we never mentioned time dilation to these people and going to different planes and whatnot. So does that mean whoever put together this package has some knowledge of planes and time dilation?
I think it's just a daycare package, you know?
Yeah, fair.
I feel like it's just a care package
Here's your
that they had.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
it's-
It feels
yeah.
like a way, but specifically
If some
the
random
plane-
middle manager happens to have one of these just lying around, it's like they probably have a couple.
Toss
of
that there.
And that's definitely a possibility, but it could be the other way too. It's like that's also very specific.
So if they're asking for something useful, give them a clock.
I could have just given you a clock, a pen, and a jacket.
Exactly. Yeah.
These are corporate gifts.
Like, if you click the pen twice, the pen retracts because it came out the first time and then you clicked it again. It is a normal pen bond.
I
Can't be
think
handing these things out
there
like
is
cat.
first of his name, Ink.
Nah.
Interesting. Well,
FOTN. I love that brand. Okay.
You will note the
Why?
crate. The wooden crate
Oh
has
my
an
goodness.
embossment on
what
it.
am I seeing here?
Gold
Oh, wow.
uterus thing
Why?
and brooch.
The wooden crate is embossed with an emblem. It is the emblem of West Hill.
Wait, is that actually?
I love how it is.
Sorry, which one had it? Which one had it?
The crate that the contents
course.
are. I guess that's
Of course.
it now.
Oh. The West Hill package.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
Okay, so if Flint is given time to fuck around with the 10-gallon hat,
Sure. I mean, the
I-
time is yours.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a long rest. So.
There's a doomsday
so
clock.
I,
I promise.
oh yeah, but like
It's
by
yours.
all means, Flint should not be allowed to do what he wants to do with this hat.
It's getting more and more nefarious and sexual as each mentioning progresses. I mean,
no, you
time
You know-
to dick is like
So
you know the Smitty Wiberman Jensen #1 hat, like the drinking hat. I want to do that, but with straws going into the 10-gallon hat filled with booze.
I agree with this notion. I believe you should be allowed to do this.
Aaron,
Theoretically,
would
if
be
I were to put
intrigued.
straws into it from the underside,
Oh, well, we know how is the liquid released, right? Is it a command word or?
I,
Yeah.
by straw.
I think most of those things that work that way in this game use a command word to like release the liquid.
Yeah, I'd help you make it if it weren't being used for something that probably isn't good for you.
I'd say
Like,
between
I
your
could
idea,
probably give
Aaron
you
knows know
arcane
how
lock
you
on
could
it,
modify
like,
a contraption.
I could,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I don't think I should do that. I don't think that's a good idea. Shit.
It would be possible, especially with either Aranoa's help or the help of a craftsman of that type. A contraption could be made to
Flint
Flint
funnel.
doesn't
He's
need to.
not the sheriff.
Flint doesn't
always
need to be
drinking all
humored
the
on
time.
this one. Flint probably should not be
True, but-
humored on this one.
But that
Like,
just.
Flint has a dumb idea.
I wonder why they gave it to us thinking it was helpful though.
Water.
Actually-
Maybe water, yeah.
It was like, what is a West Hill care package? Given dwarven ingenuity and tendencies. Probably have the same idea.
So if we are planning to travel to a different plane of existence,
Bringing a lot of clean drinking water ain't a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
Especially seeing the only water we've so far seen there. It's not good.
And I'll fill it with small beer.
now that we know what
make a balance.
this other hat does, though, I don't think we shouldn't be using that pretty immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, somebody put the hat on.
I don't have any slots.
It's not
Actually,
Oh, it's not.
It's just a hat. Just a
Actually,
magic
you know
item.
what? It's like Flint feels that little spot on his forehead for a second. Give me that hat. He's like, I got my dome blown off once. I'm doing it again. It's happening to the hat.
If no one objects, Tower will wear the other hat
The
and carry the
10-gallon
water.
hat.
It
tall
looks-
hat on a tall
it-
robot.
Just to be
We
like
ain't losing you in a
clear,
crowd anymore.
it's cartoonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a novelty cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like
Like-
those foam ones.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking phone.
Practically, it's
No, no,
not
no.
foam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean the size of those.
The hat that you're putting on is in fact a white hat.
Of course. Feels right.
And Tower, when the next time they come upon water, Tower will fill the hat up with water.
There's running water here.
Yeah, it's what we, yeah.
They have lemon. I don't know if
We
I
don't
said it
have
before,
a
but
Do we have a bag of holding in this party?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Reminder not to put that hat in the bag of holding.
Good call.
there's a
I'll
bit
stop
of a
writing about it right now.
there's certainly
Put
a
it on your on your sheet.
Yeah.
a steampunky fantasy vibe here, for what that's worth. 1800s steampunk fantasy is the vibe of this city, I would say.
Yeah, like what was that show? Carnival? No.
Carnival Row?
Is that the fairy one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Though more advanced than that place was. That was still very much like classic London with fairies, but
There was a
Just the hat.
steampunk element. wasn't there?
I don't know if there was.
If either of you want to wear the hat, wear the hat.
I got one.
I don't, but that's not my style.
Tower will carry the water.
You do appear to be like another 6 to 8 inches taller with that hat on.
Great. That's
You're
amazing.
quite the party.
Yes.
Especially now knowing all our ages too.
My only regret is knowing that one cannot wear 2 items in the same slot, and I cannot stack hats. Not magically, anyway.
Right.
I think you could put that 10-gallon on top of another, but
What makes you think I put the 10-gallon on top of something else? Just a little white hat on.
God damn, his hat has a hat.
Gets a critical.
Oh no.
How the fuck? Magic. I gotta explain.
she had shot again. Water.
I've wanted to toss that hero's hat out for a while. I was like, that'd be cool.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I think we're looking for a place to sleep.
Yeah.
Probably mid-range.
A mid-ranger. Where's my mid-range? Guess I have a stove now, right?
Between 5 and 40 feet.
How did that work?
I forgot I had cactus hooch strong enough to be an oil flask. Every time I look at this equipment list, it makes me smile. Flint has found some dumb shit. Professional gag never gets old.
Professional gag.
That you
Yeah,
specify that it's for work
Yeah,
and not play.
Yeah,
This is the professional one. Over here's the other one.
Mid-range, you find a fairly decent place along your walk. It is called the Goblin. The Gob Inn.
The gobble.
Gobble in.
Yeah,
The Gobble Inn.
yeah, yeah.
What is it? This place looks amenable.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we
Name's
proceed?
The because every tavern has to have their little signage with masks.
Is there a
on.
goblin with eyes that move?
You would think there was. This one just has a super ugly, like avian, like turkey-esque creature on the front.
Shall I ask for 2 rooms for the night?
I thought we decided against doing that when we've been attacked in the night. Don't we sleep together now since Two of us don't even
we
sleep.
we
That is
spring full of sweet.
fair.
Yeah, we
Tower
get the big room.
Tower will turn to Aranoa. Shall we get 2 rooms tonight?
Sure. Sure. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Alright.
Aranoa shrug. Sure.
Teledildonic. Uncommon. Just kidding. Yeah. You can have your long rest here. At least try to begin your long rest.
So how are we splitting the rooms?
We have mercy.
What was
Is there a
I
price?
think he's determining whether or not a gate opens tonight.
Oh no.
Big city silence, please.
If there's nothing else you want to do, you will complete your long rest.
Did you need to talk to me?
No, no. I mean, you know.
Okay. Good night.
As you both stare at separate walls.
And our friends sleep unguarded in the next room.
I was like staring at the ceiling. Shrub. The hell's going on over
No,
there?
Dad don't want to know.
So, do you think we're gonna die tonight?
I hope not. You got your hat on?
Well, it don't count as armor. Look, it don't. Even it don't count as armor, I get plenty of sleep. So,
Should have got some earplugs, maybe.
oh no, somebody breaks into the room. I want to hear it and be startled.
Where's
I don't want it to happen.
this?
God, that was a good sandwich. Like 3 hours later, I still taste it.
I'm not sure what's happening.
What is happening? I thought we were waking up in the morning.
Yep, okay.
You
It's like
can
if you
wake
had
up
a-
rested.
A long enough suction device.
The day
Theoretical.
Is that what you were dreaming about? Sharon?
What is happening?
The hat. Your
Just thinking about the 10 gallons.
the day is yours to start.
Are we?
go back to my normal self. Intelligent again.
Do you need to attune to any items for any reason? Feel like you have attuned.
Yeah, just switch over my infusions.
It's load out.
Actually, Flynn has another late night thought about that hat, and oddly enough, it's not for the purposes of alcohol. Actually, if and you were to use the apparatus, you left the hat empty. Would it be... Could it be used as a diving apparatus?
What'd you say? A diving?
Diving apparatus.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you just used it as like an
10
air.
gallons of air.
Yeah.
You're thinking of a conventional hat. This is a magical hat that holds liquid. I swear
Yeah,
they're
but they're-
different.
Yeah, but what if that alternate plane, instead of also holding liquid, has air when it's not that, or else like, you know,
Is,
questions of vacuum.
is oxygen a liquid?
Is there oxygen in the space when there isn't liquid?
Yeah, I guess not, right? No.
It's not a gas.
Anyhow,
It's like questions that Flint may or may not have, and may or may not seek to answer
Have
because
to
he
tell
fell
you this
asleep
now.
having that thought.
That's not a liquid, Sheriff. It's a gas.
There it is.
Not with that attitude. Guys, I
But
managed
isn't
to compress
liquid
air
just
into a
gas?
liquid.
Like-
Flint, no.
liquid just a substance of condensed gas.
It's like, no. Flint walks into the room. I managed to
Turn it
condense
into
air
liquid
into
without
liquid.
how you
Flint,
create
no.
the environment inside of the hat.
Isn't that what we learn with with solid liquid gas that they're all like it's like a circle.
They're like a circle.
I don't know. If Flint is not allowed to figure out how to compress air into a liquid, nor should he be allowed to. Just do that at all.
Are we trying to stay in the big city at all? Do we have reason to stick around here?
Are we not just gonna?
Yeah.
Oh,
What was your?
Well, I mean, if we really want to take a direct route, that is an option.
What else are we gonna do?
I mean, we sure as shit ain't doing it in the city.
Oh well, no, of course not.
I believe the original plan was to go back to get our horse and our floaty,
We spent so much money on
Oh, our car.
our floaty cart.
Oh shit, we spent a lot of money on a cool
We
thing.
don't have to do it now.
We spent a
could
lot
just
of
stick to
money
the
on a
plan
cool
we
thing.
had, Yeah. I miss my horse.
Shit, yeah, you don't have to do it now. You can let Silas do whatever he's doing.
That does give him more time to plan. How much
Mm.
time is? We can't take a train back now,
Yeah.
right? Is it not?
There's
still
more than
all
one
I
rail,
will-
right?
No, we have a-
Yeah, you can take a train back. It just takes 4 days.
So it is 4
Or-
days for Silas.
You
Or-
technically were told you will have vouchers for a pass back if you want.
It's like, or we could go to the other world, burn down a house, flip a coin, and then pray. It was like, and then pray 50-50 chance we end up where we were going before we left.
I forgot I had this when we do 50-50s. That's why I keep it in that bag.
I am.
It's like we can get back in town and arrive before we left.
Good point. I'm on board with making this a full frontal assault right away. Do we feel like we're ready to do such a thing?
We
or-
do know that now that is his headquarters right there.
Yeah.
Before, when we were planning that, we weren't really sure how far we'd have to go.
That's true.
But again, I do miss my horse. We can't bring the cart through the portal. It's not big enough,
That's
right?
probably
It
true.
ain't big enough.
It's
Can a
it's,
horse-
it's like a door
Yeah.
size, but not perfectly a door. But
Can a horse even go through?
can you fit a horse through that door?
Yes.
Carefully.
Depends on the size
It's
of the
not
horse.
impossible.
I don't know.
I mean,
if
assuming that the
could.
wall in there doesn't just end.
I would say a live creature. I mean, a large creature is like the limit of the opening.
You could get the horse through. I'm not sure if you could ride through.
So do we pick up our horses or do we walk on foot? And I'm good with either answer. How much value do our horses add and how much danger will they be on the other side?
It is a lot to keep track of as much as I
Yeah.
miss my horse.
And how much of an advantage is it going to be to have it if they're going through swamp water?
Probably a liability.
Because, I mean, I assume we want to still try and sneak up to the house.
As much as we can?
That's hard to do.
Theoretically, it's like just 60 feet out.
I
How
wonder.
long do you need to be stealth to go 60 feet up to a
12
creepy old
seconds.
swamp shack?
I wonder if he knows
If
when
you
those
maybe.
coins are being used,
Yeah.
because what Catherine did say that he knew that we'd been there, right?
Well, remember when we went the
He
last
already sent us a
time,
message, said, I ain't happy about you going to see my mama.
and then
not so many
we
words.
went back, and I think while we were there, I did something. What was it? Detect magic or something? And
Lit up like
it lit something lit
equivalent
up.
of
and
Christmas.
I got some kind of reaction. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I know we heard something that reacted to it.
We have not been perfectly stealthy the entire
Yeah.
time we have been
what is a very bright holiday from Egypt? Lit up like Ra.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
ramen day.
Yeah. Lit up like Ra when you looked at it through a magic lens.
Speaking of
There's the
magic
Egyptian
lenses,
reference.
once we are out of town, which I assume we're heading out of town at this
Mhm.
point, it seems like we're coming to an agreement that we're about to just do this.
Oh, you guys, this is happening. Yeah.
Tower will
Yeah.
open up the backpack, pull out the all that. try a few more tests. Do the one where you roll it on the ground like a coin and see if it leads you anywhere. The one where you run it across your metal body and listen for clanking sounds.
It's not. It doesn't seem to be being reactionary. Whatever that is.
He's turned off again. Heat.
Hell, that's crazy. That's fine.
Why is it getting so hot?
That's a flaw in the camera.
Oh,
Stupid camera. Idiot.
Toast.
dumb camera. Sweet.
Boy, howdy. We're really gonna make this trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a couple of quick verses before we go. The name of Osiris. Anubis protect us.
Oh, Pharaoh.
Osiris, we will all in many pieces. I don't have an actual sermon here, but
Sure.
Yep.
And then
Should
what?
you put your glasses on? That be helpful?
can't hurt. It's like the moment we open this thing, I'm gonna have it going.
We should prep our minds.
It's
But assuming we're going to see what we saw last time, is the plan that we sneak up on this house, sneak into this house, and wantonly slaughter anyone inside?
You don't think we should sneak up and then try and listen and see what's happening?
And just to remind what this cabin looks like, it looks like little. I mean, is that how it is on Little House on the Prairie? It's like
like a one-room
a
cabin.
one-room cabin. It's not.
Except I picture it on stilts above the swamp. Like
Sure.
like at
Yeah, well,
Pirates
it's
of
a
the
little-
Caribbean, right?
It's a little stilted, but it is up on an inclined hill from where the swamp water is too. Where there's like glittery goldy, and I think you got close to it and you realized there was expended coins all over the ground.
We tested one of those coins.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
There was some testing.
But we are to slaughter Mom. We are to kill Cyrus. That is our plan.
Do we even know that Mama's bad?
Should we take Mama as hostage?
Look, I don't know shit about Mama.
If Silas isn't there, I mean, should we set up an ambush? Should we come back later?
I feel like maybe this is just a scouting mission if we can, just to get information. We don't know how many people are there. It is his headquarters. There may be dozens of people in there.
True. So the plan this time is to sneak up and recon.
And things may go
There's
south.
There's a good chance we're gonna be found. And that it's gonna turn into our one chance. So in that case, what should we do?
If the plan is recon, perhaps we should establish the mind link. I am the stealthiest among us. I can also get out of situations fairly easily and move back to the group fairly quickly.
So we stay closer to the portal while you sneak up, see what you see, and then we can decide to move forward or not.
Sure. But either way, we are there on the other side of the portal at the end of the portal. being done,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna be there. Long mistakes.
Right. Remember, if we pass through, one of us passes through the gate, they pop out of the mine link.
Oh.
It does
you
not
can't
cross.
use it
It
on
does not cross the
person.
border. We would have to establish it on the other side.
We should do that there.
And actually, should you wear the glasses?
Oh no, the lens is attuned.
Oh.
True seeing costs.
Got other stuff.
Any last words?
Oops, sorry.
How dare you?
Rubber dub dub. Silas is gonna get clubbed.
But if you do say go forward, then what are we doing? Killing Mama? Taking Mama hostage?
I
mean,
mean, I like it, but I like
obviously
the
we-
hostage option rather than just straight kill it.
Yeah.
Are we still not about that?
I am not about that, but that was what we were told to do
For Silas, right?
for Silas.
Well, Silas is not a question.
They said either way.
Silas was never a question.
Anyone have anything that is a good
Wish I could
first
do
shot
that.
at Mama if things turn that direction? Or a good way of holding her?
I
could
would
reduce
have
her.
prepared a spell,
I could make her small.
and I have it on here.
Rope her and
Yeah,
get
I have
her.
I do have hold person on my list, and it is prepared.
Oh, good.
And if it wasn't prepared, I would have prepared it this morning.
I mean, yeah, now's the time to
Alright.
have your spells. I haven't done anything else today. So,
Prep your spells.
Yeah, prep your spells.
Take some time to pray.
I'm gonna check my actual spell book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Whole person.
yeah, this is probably a
entire-
decent loadout, but I should probably check what I got.
Spells is what I got.
They're important.
Of course, that's assuming he's not there. If he's
Yeah,
there, we
if
just
he's
go
there,
straight for him.
That's right. Although, if a couple of us could distract him, and then a couple others go over to Mama and try to. I don't know.
I love how everyone's just assuming, but I mean,
It's
I don't
Mama.
want to
You
put
gotta
it out. But what
assume.
if she's just an innocent old lady?
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Right, yeah. I don't get
Oh,
that
mercy
either.
me! Oh my God!
But
Thanks
it
for
would
the
be a nice
papers.
twist.
I can just
And you just
imagine,
straight up
you know,
water
yeah,
her and it's like,
get her!
Right.
Ha! Oh no.
This goes crazy.
but if
Yeah.
if Silas is there, before we just straight up kill him,
It's,
don't we want answers?
I would love that. Why am I don't have a southern
It's catchy.
You're just picking up what she's throwing down, or they're throwing down.
I would love
No,
that.
the draw. It's spreading.
Undoubtedly. I don't know if we have the capability of keeping him alive to answer questions and not be in mortal danger the entire time ourselves.
It's
At
actually
that
probably
point,
the
I
time
had the right to
Let's do the
subdue
draw.
him. What I lacked was the capacity.
That, yeah, as soon as I put it on, I should have got the southern accent right.
It's like the
But
belt of
super
Well,
Burning
way
Man,
over
right?
the top, yeah.
Westerners.
Well, you partners come around this part, no more.
Oh man, old man Pete took him over. Old man Pete has assumed direct control.
We gonna get him on the south. We gonna get him.
I don't know. He's got full prospect.
I don't know what this character.
It's a little bit of Boomhauer, a little bit of yeah.
We gonna
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a bit
Yeah.
morbid to me,
a
too.
little bit. It's just
Yeah.
it's over. I'm just never gonna do it again. So,
Justin Rowland, what have you done to us?
what have you done? I
We'll
mean,
find
that's
out.
real
We're gonna find out.
question. am
for
absolutely.
his sake and for the love of things.
Just-
For those of you
I hope-
listening,
I
the
hope
trial
it's
has not
just-
happened
yeah.
yet. We do not know.
Yeah.
For the sake of justice, we will find him.
Yeah.
What have you done?
No, I'm just seeing Batman like shaking Justin Roland. You know.
Oh, jeez.
Burp. Anyways, yeah. What are you doing?
I think it's coin time.
I think it's 11 o'clock. Is it? If it is coin time, I ask the question: is it time for coin?
Yeah.
Seems like it's time. But just coin. That's what it sounds like.
Okay. You flip a coin. Goes in the air, hits the ground, portal opens. You going through it? Splish splash. Some of you are more deep than others, but you are at least about half calf deep in a familiar space, a low lit cabin on a hill. Just the sound of distant, like, critter fills the air. That's where we're going to leave it for now, I guess.
Sorry, I'm just imagining if Flint had the 10-gallon at this point. It's literally just a hat above the water.
It's not that
Reaching
deep
into
on
the-
you.
So really, you said
I think we said it was wasting for you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that'd be hilarious.
And how tall are you?
I think we set tower right around 7 feet. Towers are tall.
I'm 6'5", so I'm not too much.
Yeah, we're tall
That doesn't say.
for 5'10".
You just look so
7 feet is news to me, but it's fine.
I don't know what you mean by next to y'all. He's just short.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we're extra tall, too.
6 foot versus 6'1".
Even steel defenders.
You know, I don't think I originally pictured tower to be a very tall thing, but just the name and whatnot, I feel like it's turned into like tower is a very tall thing.